Maybe. Who is your character's biggest rival? Maybe. Oh, why did it just zoom in on Hexia? Oh, that's because I didn't change my fucking settings. All right, well, I'll be doing that while we play. Okay. So ruminate on that question. Real quick survey. Was it easier to log in this week than normal, or the same, or harder?
I still think it was quicker and easier than it was before. I thought the same thing this morning, too.
Okay. It was one attempt to log in, and I was in for me.
Yeah,
Same.
But I also decommissioned 45, I think, mods, and then I got rid of all but one compendium. So that does mean that if we try to look for things with quick insert, we're probably not going to find them. So that's the downside. But the game runs well, so there is that. Fortunately, the game's been out long enough, and people got real mad in January, and so just about anything you need, conveniently enough, you could just kind of search for it and find it on the internet. So if we ever did need to look something up, I mean, it's one browser tab away, essentially. But it is going to make it harder for me to just grab, random monsters from my 10,000 monster manual, which probably was part of why it was taking so long to log in. All right, so that's good. Quality control, that's out of the way. I'm on new computer. I'm experiencing Foundry with golden potato settings, and I don't even know what I'm experiencing right now. I've been on shitty potato for so long that... Did you guys know there's like colored lights and stuff? This is incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
They made Shitty Potato crash one time.
Too bad you didn't get this computer before we finished Solasta.
Really? Would have been good on Solasta?
I mean, remember that one moment where you did switch over and it did look different?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, in Baldur's Gate now, it turns out my Dragonborn has scales. I was very surprised to see that.
That's no different from Solasta.
Yeah, it's been fun. I've had it for less than 24 hours, I think, and it's I'm very happy with it. So it's roughly the size of a mini fridge, sitting here next to me, which I didn't know home computers got that big, but it's been nice. All right. So does anybody, for a point of DM inspiration, or factspiration, want to recap what happened last time? I'm actually thinking about making the recap inspiration a separate currency than a regular, so it doesn't expire.
I think that's a good
that's
point.
sexy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you could still have 3 regular inspiration and still have your recapspiration.
Well, I don't know. I think it'll be, if we're enforcing the inspiration clears on long rest thing, I think it'll be a lot harder to get to 3. Like,
well, yeah. But even then, you've got this one that just lasts fucking forever.
Yeah,
oh, baby. Yeah. So, if anybody would like to recap what happened last time for a recapspiration, please let me know. It's an inspiration with no expiration date. Roll a d20 into chat if you are interested in doing so. It's relatively easy to get recaps on Pathfinder because those fucking hero points actually just keep you alive. So, yeah. Nobody? All right, I'll do the recap. Oh, wait, a die came out at the last second. All right, Julian on the scene. All right, Julian, what happened last time?
So, a lot happened previously. I'm trying to remember it all. So we were able to successfully get to Hexia's domain, her lair, Dragon Island, and after being shook down by the Kraken, who wanted a little something, trying to get us to make an oath. And we spent a good bit of time trying to sort out who would be best to bring along on this adventure. There's still strife between my mother and Telemachus, and of course, Orton wants, Yorgos along for, possible breath weapon reasons. And, of course, trying to understand the motivations of an ancient green dragon's always good. So we sallied forth after picking the crew, and Orn's still going on about these rowboats, using the Yorgos as a means to emphasize the point that if we had rowboats, we could all be a rowboat. And we wouldn't have to smell one another, things like that. And we discovered that much like with other adult dragons that have set up a lair, the creatures of this island have been awakened and will periodically go through purges. This was explained to us when we befriended a poison toad who sort of gave us the skinny on things and wanted to give somebody a ride for obvious, poisoning and eating reasons. But the joke's on him. Yorgos decided to go piggyback riding. We were waylaid by the Emerald Elves, who were trying to test us, wanted to see if we were really going to be harmful to their queen, or maybe they have their own motivations. Subjugated people have complicated relationships. We did eventually get our audience with Hexia, and with much back and forth, we did come to an understanding with her, which brings us to now.
All right, well done. Let's see. I don't have a good thing to represent. You know what? Here you go. Player characters don't need an inspiration logo. That's for NPCs. So if a PC has it, that must be the recap inspiration. I don't know. Or just add a new thing on your character sheet for it.
No, I'm good with that.
All right.
Is that on? I'll have to see if I can add duplicates.
Yeah, I don't think we can stack it if it comes from convenient effects.
Okay.
So you may want to just put it on your character sheet.
Yeah, I'll have to make room. I've got.
Oh my goodness, it's getting a little full there.
It's getting a little full, yeah. I tried all this stuff.
Oh no, I don't think it goes higher than 20, does it?
It doesn't.
Oh.
Wait, you
All
got
right.
20?
I'll have to dump something.
Yeah, I don't know what you could afford to get rid of. Oh man.
Well, I mean, I haven't done anything to upset Vulcan recently, so I'm going to assume I'm still at 50 out of 50 points with him. So.
Yeah, you'd have to really screw the pooch at this point to lose your piety. I mean,
If you're still tracking hit dice like that, you don't have to, because the mini game is pretty good now.
We still spend. You're able to spend it outside.
You spend it for resources and stuff, though. Yeah. Yeah, whatever's
no,
working
I'm gonna
for
leave
you,
that
just
I gotta
keep
track
doing.
it.
Yeah.
No, I'll rearrange things.
Okay.
But I have to track things, being multi-class.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely. All right. I can also, while we still have Cubby, I can go in and make something Cubby maybe. So we'll see.
I'll just get rid of something that I'm not currently need to worry about on my sheet and track something.
Or you'll get into so much trouble that you'll have to use it before it stacks. Who knows?
Yep, there you go.
Who knows? All right. So, to get a Factspiration die, a Bardic Inspiration die, a 1d10 at this level that will help you out with a d20 check, you got to answer this question. Who's your biggest rival? Ooh. And Andronikos rolls in with an 8. I'm actually very curious who Andronikos considers to be his rival. Going once. Going twice. All right, Andronikos, who is your rival?
So Andronikos' biggest rival is the idealized version of early campaign Oren. Because he was like basically everything that Andronikos also wanted to be.
Oh, okay.
Like frontline fighter up in there, making all these great moral choices, sticking to his guns.
Mm-hmm.
As well as just being such like a stand-up dude.
Damn.
And then now Oren was gone for such a long time, and like that was rough. And then now he's back, but he's not quite the same origin as he was.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very much like he's never going to get to those heights, because at this point it's just like something that didn't actually exist. It's just the idea.
Wow. Your rival was an ideal. Damn. Are they still your rival?
Paladin thing.
That sounds very paladin.
Yeah. Is that still what you aspire to? Do you still aspire to an impossible ideal?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, sorry, you can't be a fighter yet. All right, cool. Stuck as a paladin. All right, you may ask the same question of any NPC you've met during your Odyssey.
Biggest rival. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's ask Yala.
Yala. Dang, who's Yala's greatest rival? Yeah, okay. Yeah, she could answer this one pretty easily. There's no spoilers here. Yala's greatest rival is her sister Hexia. Yala knows that she is stronger, and that in many ways she is the better warrior, but her sister is fast and cunning and tactical. In many ways, she is all the things that Yala struggles with, and all of the things that Yala feels are beyond her understanding and her limits. She knows that in an honest, honorable duel, she would win against her sister, but she knows that that is not how the world works, and that if her sister ever chose to, Yala would be dead. So she kind of considers her sister, Hexia, to be her equal, if not her superior, and by far her greatest threat and challenge.
I was curious if it would be Hergeron for basically those same reasons.
No, first of all, Hergeron's a man, so you have nothing to fear from him. So yeah, please don't forget the roots here, okay? Yeah. What a laughable suggestion. All right, what are you gonna say next? Her father? Give me a fucking break. All right, so Maya, I don't know what's going on here. I got all our mods back, so I don't know why this is still happening.
Sorry, hold on. I had to put makeup on, you know.
Yeah. AI waifu filter applied. Okay, sweet. Trust no one on the internet.
It's been a hard life.
No mod Maya can't hurt you. No mod Maya.
Oh man, that's Maya when she takes the teeth out. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden it's just anyways. All right, so I will go ahead and add a Faxpiration to Andronikos, and you guys, I believe, were being escorted back to your ship, the coast? ? Where Georgos waits for you. Like many unattended children at a theme park, he was found by the staff, and they kept him entertained until the adults came to pick him up. So, what now? I guess. Here, I'll put on some jungle music so that you could feel like more immersed as you try to plan your next move. There you go.
Or the SIBO network. Like we need to go and recover the key to Hexia.
I know we were talking about you really, really wanting to slay that snake, but maybe we could reach a middle ground, and perhaps we could, introduce you to a new chapter in your life. Ohlen, veterinarian.
Slay a snake?
Not interested in the snake anymore.
No. I'm talking about going snake spelunking. I mean, see if we can, communicate with the creature and, explain, Are you feeling discomfort because of all these, non-passable items in your gut? Maybe we can go in and retrieve them?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's smart.
Here's some ambiance in the background for you. There you go. That's what a jungle looks like.
I mean, it's something we were discussing before. I mean,
Yes.
it couldn't hurt to try and talk to it. Worst case scenario, we just, fuck off right away.
Do we have time for that? I think we need to get the key to Hexia and get going. We're burning time as we have it.
All right, just a thought.
Is the plan to speak with the Kraken and try and convince him to give us the item? Because we've already made an agreement with Hexia for her to help us defeat Sidon, and this would be more with the freed Hexia and Hexia being on our side as well. That's two powerful beings to help us defeat the creature that's holding him back.
Yeah, a greater chance of being released from your shackles, being able to claim what he wants.
We should be prepared for for the Kraken to ask for a similar bargain.
He may want us to swear an oath or something like that.
Indeed. Or at the very least, give our word.
I'm perfectly okay with swearing an oath to attempt to do this. And I imagine that if it doesn't happen, we'll be dead, so. But, I mean, we want to rid the world of Sidon. I think ridding the world of Sidon would unbind this creature. And so I think it's going to happen anyway, so I don't think there's any issue with swearing an oath that it's going to be something that we aim for.
I'm in agreement with that.
I don't have a good reason. I don't have a good reason for this, but I just would rather not have to swear an oath to that creature if we could avoid it.
Yeah, I don't want
yes, I would like this to be a last resort. I don't want to go out offering an oath, but
If we heed the Kraken's words, though, seeking him again, we either need to be prepared to bargain to get the key, or we'll need to defeat him and take it.
With what? Defeat him with what?
Just telling you the stakes.
He's the creature of Sidon. I wonder if the lance will have an effect on him as well.
possibly.
It did do a lot to that creature, the creature of Kentamane.
Yes, but while it was stabbed, I mean, it wrought holy havoc. It killed Ohlen.
Sibo, do you know if the Kraken possesses a spark?
I will check my database.
There's no way it doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Kraken is most assuredly a divine beast, so it would have a spark.
Yes.
Well, logic, the spear should function. The lance.
Either way, I guess. Do you guys believe we should, if it came to it, should we fight him or should we run? I think it'll be very difficult to outrun the Kraken, though.
I'm not sure we could outrun it. We could try to fight it. I'm not sure if that's something that we're 100% capable of either, but I think we have a better chance of fighting it than running from it.
It comes down to the point where we have to either swear an oath or fight.
We should take the oath.
Depends. Depends on what oath it wants.
Mm-hmm. Now, is there any way we could get this item without fighting and without bargaining?
What, like
I have no idea
stealing
where it is.
I mean, it's right there.
Do we know where the item is?
Well, its lair is right there. Sorry. I thought you were asking where the Kraken was. Yeah, the Kraken. This is its lair. Generally, monsters like to keep their treasure in their lairs.
Are there times when the Kraken is not within its lair?
Oh yeah, he's always out and about hunting and you know.
Now
fucking
that
with
we have
people.
met him, now that we've
Yeah.
met him,
Mm-hmm.
do you think we can scry on him to find out when he's home or not?
You could try.
I mean, he'll probably know that we're trying to have a looky-loo.
Is that a problem?
Here, let me see if I can grab Trombonicus real quick.
Oh God!
Check his stuff. Okay.
My concern with scrying is that we're sort of in a tenuous position as it is. Any perceived slight with a creature of that strength could not go well. Would probably hunt us down if we were successful and destroy the ship.
If it detects the scrying, we could always have Julian explain to it that we were looking to see if it was home, so we knew where to find it, because we do need to talk to it.
Get a drink because it's break time.
Yeah, my
Suppose
bad.
I could try that kind of bullshit, but yes, I could try.
If we do successfully steal the orb, we have to contend with the fact that the Kraken will likely know. And with it going missing so soon after us asking about it,
Yes, it would be a
would likely
be
seek
on
us
his.
out.
Yeah, if we
Yeah,
wanted
good.
to avoid suspicion, we'd have to steal a lot of stuff and look like it was just something that got swept up in the take.
Sorry, I'm working on my hotkeys in the background. I'm doing a terrible job.
Everything's bound to break time.
I feel like it's time for a
The
break. I've been
space
asked
bar, it
twice.
straight up says, bro, you have the space bar linked to like 15 different things. It's like, I fucking know. Just why I'm trying to change it. All right, I'm sorry. Keep going.
What if we
Well,
frame
I'm
somebody?
all for trying to convince him with the Hexia and Halcyon supporting us in us freeing him. If that doesn't work, and he doesn't want to attack us, then our next option is to steal it. I guess we just try and talk to him first and see what happens.
Yeah. I think we try to talk to him first. If he won't bargain with it, we try to leave without him attacking us. If it comes down to it, we fight him. If we don't get the thing from Halcyon this time, or for Halcyon this time, perhaps then we try to come up with a way to steal it.
That sounds viable.
All right. Well, when do you guys want to head over? It's evening time. Do you want to sleep on your ship? You want to camp on the beach? You want to go right now?
OOC. I've got one demon inspiration. One regular demon inspiration. If we sleep, that goes bye-bye. That's one less resource when talking.
If you sleep on the ship and get a long rest. If you sleep on the beach, you can just.
Does anybody need a long rest right now?
I don't. So I could just. I mean, if anybody else needs it.
Yeah.
I don't.
I never need a long rest.
Can we sleep on the boat and just not take the not take the benefits of a long rest?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Just camp on the deck.
It's your boat. Yeah, I mean, if you're like, this doesn't count as a long rest, I'm like, okay, fine, doesn't count as a long rest. I can't make you get good sleep in your house. But real talk, if you could make me get good sleep at my house, let me know. So
Crash, we all want you to get good sleep. It's just something we want for you,
me too.
collectively.
Me too, bro. Me too. So.
All right.
Okay.
How do you guys want to try and contact the Kraken? I can try scrying, and if he sees it, that'll be our way of getting him to come to us. But I don't know if that'll be on good terms. I don't know any other way we can try and contact him.
He left us with
I
more or
don't
less an
think,
open invitation.
Yeah, I think he might view that as us summoning him. That's not gonna go well.
We can wait outside of his lair, and hopefully he returns and sees us. But I don't know when he's going to return.
Sibo,
I could talk to some sea life, ask them if they know where he is, or if they can relay a message. I guess we could send one of our little clockwork machines to try to.
Does anybody have the sending?
I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah, I've got the silver dragon one, which I think is basically just the raven.
Or the sending small?
With a creature as powerful as the Kraken is, I mean, does it have household staff, for lack of a better word? Like a major domo, a butler, something like that? Someone we could contact?
Won't know unless we go.
Okay, I just didn't know if perhaps
Well,
reputation.
again, that's something scrying generally can handle, or clairvoyance. I don't know the reach on clairvoyance, but
Like
I've heard it's a spell that you could use to look at stuff.
We did that with Ventus. I have it.
I feel like clairvoyance is like, I've heard that's
It's
a
in
spell
1
that
mile.
exists in 5 feet. I haven't ever seen it.
You have to be within 1 mile.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard it's used. I've heard it being used. Most people are just like, they just wait for scrying. They're like, I want the real stuff.
Clairvoyance is that we have scrying at home.
Aw, I mean, yes, but
Yeah, basically. Yeah, we have to be within 1 mile of it. Wherever we want to see.
we can't possibly live a mile below the ocean, right? That'd be crazy. That's impossible. How deep
For a giant fucking
is
dragon? I don't know.
Mariana Trench?
30 miles.
Oh my god. Yeah, he definitely is more than a mile below the surface.
Yeah, I was like-
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, like
I can try and
120
scry
something.
if you guys want me to.
There is also that that would kind of come up to that would come to the front of your mind, Julian, as more of a sciencey guy, as you are experimenting with the dirty sciences.
Yeah.
Mortal bodies, except for like Andronikos, everyone else will die if they go to the bottom of the ocean. From what you understand of like
Pressure.
Pressure, right? Yeah. You're still trying to convince people, you and the other artificers and scientists, still trying to convince people there's a difference between freshwater and saltwater, which that whole thing seems to have been lost in the 5th Age. But you're trying to kind of explain to people you can't keep drinking seawater, guys. Like, it's bad for you. So they don't understand that simple principle. So trying to get them to understand, like, pressure, from like the ocean, they're just going to be like, I don't get it. They know it's cold down there, but the whole idea of pressure is like, it's beyond them. I will tell you that despite this world being very magical and not having seasons, there is pressure. Creatures that are not adapted for deep sea life. There is no light down there, so dark vision or blind sight is a necessity. You do not want to be the only light in the darkness down there. You will attract innumerable predators. And you will want at least resistance to cold. Resistance to force or bludgeoning will keep you going a little bit longer. But unless you are a Triton or some other creature that is adapted to deep sea diving, you will be subject to the normal, like, 5e stuff from, like, Ghost of Saltmarsh for, water pressure and how long you spend in there and accruing exhaustion and all that stuff. So you will have to find some means to deal with it, or just make it a quick trip.
So we have to find this stone and make our ship eat it, right? And then it'll have a big bubble.
You're getting the wrong campaign, but I like where your head's at. That's some good ideas. Some good ideas. So the question here is now, do you want to, those of you who have scrying, attempt to scry on Shromokratis? Or do you want to go in blind? Do you have any plans for dealing with the ocean depths, the chill factor, any of that stuff? Here's a little bit about deep water and cold water. I'll throw into chat as well. Yeah, so very deep water is generally pitch black, requiring dark vision or exceptional senses. In addition, in deep water, the pressure of the water can impact travel. Creatures traveling at depth greater than 100 feet. 100 feet.
That's
treats,
fucking nothing.
Yeah, treats every 2 hours of travel as if a forced march. So that's an increasing Constitution save starting at 10. If it is greater than 200 feet, they treat every hour as a forced march. And then the bends, if a creature is more than 100 feet below the surface and ascends more than 100 feet in 1 minute, so, combat, gas bubbles develop in their bloodstream as they are, depressurized. They got to make con saves as they are ascending from the bottom of the ocean versus exhaustion. These rules were made when, like, 6 exhaustion kills you or whatever, but I mean, 10 exhaustion, still pretty bad. But much more doable than the olden days. And then the cold water situation, every minute you do a Constitution DC 10 or take ongoing cold damage. So, things to think about. Now, presented with these issues, your nerd team, your team of engineers, they are excited about the prospect of building you what they are tentatively calling scuba suits. These are armor that you can wear underwater, and everything's fine unless you take some piercing damage. But you don't need to worry about that. However, it's going to take some time for them to build them, but their minds are racing about the possibilities. The issue is you may or may not have time to wait for the suits. So again, a lot of factors here. Or you call them up on the phone, just say, Tromo, you want to just come on up and we chat? Then you save yourself a trip to the bottom of the ocean.
I think Oren's right. Time is of the essence.
All right. So what is the plan then?
As I said, if somebody has sending, we could try to do sending, or I can try and scry on him, and if he sees it, that could be a way for him to know that we're trying to contact him.
Okay.
Which one do you guys want to do?
All right. I'll throw up a poll while you guys are thinking about it. So scry first.
Personally, I say we just sail out to where his the approximate location of his lair, and
Our ship is
at
pretty
service level.
distinctive. Maybe you'll just come up to see us.
Yeah, we could do that. Wait and see if he shows up.
All
But
right.
if he doesn't
so,
show up for more than a couple days, then
Okay, so I put multiple on there. It sounds like the ideas that are bouncing around right now. Okay, it looks like camping his lair is the primary decision. Okay, so you guys hop in your boat and you sail the boat right out next to his island, and you just hang out there. Okay. Let me roll some dice. And that's it, though, right? You just park your boat there.
To start with, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, do
All
we want
right.
to give it a full day? Do we want to give it several hours? How long do we wait?
Okay.
I mean, there's no hiding the Stormbreaker. I mean, we might as well give it 6 hours. If it doesn't show up, perhaps we should scry, or perhaps go on the island, or
Yeah, let's
survey
give
it.
6 hours first.
As soon as we arrive, we should try ascending.
Okay. Here's another poll for you, and you choose your own adventure.
God dang it.
All right. Oof, we were almost going back to Mitros, but instead you were going to wait.
I didn't vote at all because if I did vote, it would have been a tie.
Okay.
Well,
So
in that case, I would have unvoted for fucking back to Meteors, because I was just clicking on that because it's funny. It's always
So-
That's why.
the night passes, and the crew is uneasy being so close to the Kraken's lair. They have not forgotten what has happened. Your survival of the encounter with Hexia and the pro-offered fruits and roasted insect abdomens that were presented to your crew as a sign of peace and hospitality from the Emerald Elves did smooth things over a little bit. But now, a long, eerie night next to this sort of alien looking piece of rock that just kind of bobs and drifts in the ocean. You can feel the unease creeping through the crew, and you can feel that morale continue to slip. Many of the crew, even the really tough centaurs, awaken in the night, screaming in terror, talking of hideous things that were crawling up from the depths, crawling up not from the depths of the sea, but from inside them. One man, driven so mad with fear, sliced his own stomach open, hoping to find whatever was birthing itself inside of him.
Jesus. Were we able to get to him in time to so he didn't kill
Yes, yeah,
himself?
he he was a basic bitch sailor, but I mean, yeah, like he's being cared for, but I mean,
Okay.
that almost makes it kind of worse because he's just sort of like delirious in his pain coma.
Mm.
Who's got that modify memory spell?
Seeing, I'm sure this is something that either like you flip a switch, it starts happening, or like it probably gradually grows worse. Julian would circulate, and instead of trying to carouse and drink, which is not what we want. We want people, to be alert. He is going to try and pick up people's spirits, be a little gross in body, and try and do a little bit of gambling, and he will do his best to lose, try and get people to be distracted from just how horrible the situation is.
Certainly. Go ahead and give me a performance.
All right. And if I need to spend some drachmae to make it more convincing, I will
Mhm.
spend some drachmae off my sheet. Performance.
Okay. Julian, I will tell you, the unease that the crew feels is not restricted only to the crew. You yourself feel a tremendous sense of unease. You feel your confidence just draining.
Okay, I'd like to use a sorcery point to try and re-roll that. If I may.
Sure.
Deducted second time's a charm, right? Right.
Reaction guidance.
All right, so you kind of dig deep and you kind of push away these doubts, these creeping horrors. And it is beneficial for many. But the crew is large and you are but one man. Many have their spirits raised, but when they settle in for the night and awaken to the screams of men and women crying out in garbled tongues that no one understands, of a man slicing himself open to free the horror growing within him, some extra drachmae doesn't have as much weight as
So-
it did before they settled
I
into
get-
sleep.
I guess if there's any crew members that weren't like doing the performance and crowds and type of things, were more like somber. Mile, I guess, would try and like gather some of them up and like kind of like on the deck, have them be by the sapling that's planted on
Okay.
the tree on the top deck. If Orin is around, hopefully he'd be there. She'll try and grab Orin so he's there as well, and say that kind of like go through the pointing out what the ship is, and the journey so far and how much trouble they've gone through, but how much they've survived, and then pointing at like we have Thylea's cutting here as a symbol of our strength and her protection. The daughter of Sidon has been with us for so long, and she, even though what was done before was a problem, a disservice and a slight on her, killing her and doing this, she stand with us, and the ship has survived. And then also pointing out the new golden ores and the extra reinforcements on the ship, and just trying to alleviate, like point out that we have done a lot and survived a lot, and we've gotten stronger, so we will get through this as well.
Okay. All right. A lot of this is feeling very, and this is good stuff. A lot of this is feeling very reactionary to the uneasy feeling, and the kind of events that sort of haunt the crew of the ship in the night that you spend near the Kraken's lair. But I would say that this is a mounting sensation. So yeah, the two of you kind of reacting to this preemptively timey-wimey is fine.
Would you accept me using the Queen's Majesty thing as a way of helping Julian in this check? And
I would
that'll be my way of
say you
contributing.
would do your own. You would do your own.
Okay.
And you are basically, in your own way, giving a performance of oration and kind of explaining to people that things are going to be better and getting better and that sort of thing.
Here it is.
All right. That is a acceptable performance. The people listening, they pay attention. The words affect them. But with your wisdom that, again, this is a large crew, and this is an even larger task that has been set before them. And they are starting to realize that what has been asked of them what has been asked of you, is it even possible? Have they all just signed up to die gloriously, perhaps, but die nonetheless? Some of them, with the presence of Orin and Georgos and the gods themselves, they kind of take a more zealous approach that, you know, if they die, they died literally serving alongside their gods. They died with the favor of the Lady of Death. What could possibly happen to them, even in death, with her champion fighting alongside them? So there are those of your crew who are kind of grimly accepting the fact that this is a suicide mission, but the amount of people who still believe that you guys could do this is low. And you think, Maya, this has to do with the whispered rumors that time is running out.
Yeah.
Right. Morning comes. The crew is tired. The skies are unusually overcast and gray. The sun, Helios, is but a whispered promise, a faint light buried in gray clouds. A heavy mist hangs over the water, clinging to everything. There has been no contact from the Kraken.
It's time to try the sending.
Who has sending? I think it was
Was it
Liren.
Andronicus?
Oh,
Oh,
no,
BT member.
I think it was
Okay.
Liren who we said had sending. We're gonna have Liren send a message to the Kraken.
Let's do it. It's 25 words.
You're gonna have your NPC send this dude.
I mean, I don't know if us have sending. I don't think.
Oh
right?
my goodness. Okay.
I mean, I can scry if people want me to scry. I could try that, but
I mean, I can send down an animal or my
Would it
my
get
companion.
there?
Liren
know-
is honored that you trust her with such an important task. She looks at her 11 wisdom score and she knows that she is going to be okay. She prepares to contact the mind of this alien being. All right. Here we go. Okay. Aw, do I have to turn on 2 rolls? Oh my god. Say it ain't so. Let's see. All right. So as she reaches out with the sending, what are the 25 words that you want her to send? Might be best to just type them into chat.
Yeah.
This feels kind of high pressure. I don't know about you guys. I'm kind of feeling it a little bit, but maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Maybe. Hold on. Oh my goodness.
Oh, also, we got a fan inspiration from Scottrick.
My patron is here. Thank you.
Exactly. The other Elder Chora that watches the All right. I want to.
Oh yeah, I think spoke with Hexia. Sh- we can count her as an ally against Sidon, but we need the orb.
We need the orb.
For contemplation reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he says, okay, spoke with Hexia, can counter as an ally against Sidon, but we need the orb to free Halcyon so that we have. No, that's too many words. Hold on. Make sure it's not too many words. Counter as an ally.
It's 22.
You said nudes.
We want to change that last instead of home to be lair.
Yeah. You're at your lair.
We are above your lair.
I didn't think about the telling him that we're here that part.
Trombonicus.
I couldn't remember how to spell Tromacrotis, so.
Hold on, I gotta reboot the app real quick.
I like Andronic. I like phrasing, getting the orb is freeing them.
Yeah.
You get kind of
Andronicus,
testy.
you missed out a word. Great Rusty Trombonicus.
Oh, that's true. There's been too many words then, though.
If you hyphenate it, it's one word.
There you go.
Per Microsoft
Grammar
Word.
technicality.
The good news is every sentence is hyphenated. So
I mean,
it's
technically,
actually-
yeah, you can hyphenate full thoughts as one word, and then technically, English grammatically, it is only one word.
Yep.
Oh no. I'm getting
no?
I'm getting the downloading world data load thing.
Oh yeah, same.
Oh. I wonder why that's going slow. That's unfortunate.
It might be one of those things where too many people are trying to connect at like one exact time.
Oh, because it booted all of us at once.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, do we need to log out and log back in again?
Let me refresh. Did you get in for Crouch?
No, I'm still downloading world data, but I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing to just have world data. Yeah, I'm in now. Yeah, just give it a sec. It should be okay. It's just trying to turn on some settings. I don't know why the settings got turned off on this particular game, but not on the two Curse of Strahd games. Which is unusual, but I mean, it is what it is. I did run some updates earlier too when I was prepping off stream. So those updates might have reset some of the settings too. I don't know for sure. But I didn't have this many settings to fix this morning. Anyways, I'm back in. This is the message.
Yeah.
Great Trombonicus. The heroes of prophecy seek to parley. We have spoken with Hexia, who is now an ally. We need the orb to free you. Okay.
Obviously, I don't want to actually say Trombonicus. I want to say
Yeah.
Tromacrotis.
Tromacrotis. Got it. Okay.
I want to rephrase freeing you.
Yeah, free you. Maybe we need to orb
I like the sentiment, but
to
the
defeat
implication.
Sidon.
Yeah, he was pretty annoyed with the implication of him being bound last time, or them being bound.
Yeah, I would change. I would change the last
to
words.
defeat Sidon.
Yeah, to
There we
defeat
go.
Sidon.
And then we make a spitting sound after saying Sidon.
Okay. Face spitting emoji. Is that
Mhm.
okay?
That'd be
Got
something
it.
else.
All right. So
Eggplant.
you send forth that message. You send forth that message. As you do, She kind of whispers the words aloud as she incants the sending, and then rather quickly, Liren, her eyes, normally somewhat luminous with arcane magic, nearly burst with light and power as she levitates about 2 feet above the deck, her arms outstretched, her legs together at the ankles, her toes pointed down towards the ocean. She says in a voice that is not her own, "What is offered for the orb? The defeat of Sidon. But what else? This vessel would break to speak longer. I rise." And blood draining from her nostrils over her lips and chin, her eyes bleeding, she convulses and falls unconscious to the deck.
Cool.
And you feel
Catch
the
her.
seas begin to pick up their intensity, and the clouds overhead begin to darken. Okay, yeah, you rush to catch her. All right, I guess I'll take you guys over to the map.
Oh crap! What else do we have to offer?
Before that, Sibo, does Lyra need healing?
Sibo, she seems to be under what you would classify as some sort of plot-based effect on her being unable to make a DC 22 Wisdom save.
I think it's just a meta situation.
Yeah.
Well, then meta fix it real quick.
Okay.
Alright.
You feel that she will be okay, but the process of contacting the beast as a non-player character may have been more taxing than she anticipated.
That's what you get for not having any wizards.
All right.
Over the Sibo network. I think the only thing the Kraken could want, more than the defeat of Sidon himself, would be our guarantee that we won't stand against them and their claim to the oceans. Whether we're prepared to offer that is another question. If anyone else has any other ideas as to what we could
Well, the
bargain
first
with.
rule of negotiation is don't show them your hand. He wants something. Why don't we just ask him back, what does he want? Because our disadvantage is we are not quite sure of what his mind is, or what we have that would be valuable enough to him to offer up. So instead of trying to insult the being, allow them to make a recommendation.
Oh, see.
All right. Well, you'll have your chance because he emerges from the sea quite quickly, implying that there is some great swim speed at work here, and he is not impeded by getting the bend. He rises up from the water, and you hear whispered prayers, some to Sidon, from the sailors on your ship. Pytho, you're not there anymore, bro. As he rises up, he looks at you with many of his eyes. The rest of the eyes sort of gaze at the different crew members still brave enough to be on the surface. And he says, or it says, "I have come to speak It sounds like you are ready to bargain. One or two dragons is not enough to stand against my master. The orb is useful, but would be a small asset compared to fated allies. You who are prophesized to bring such change, the death of gods, would be mighty allies indeed.
Does only Sidon stand in your way?
Sidon and those who slay him. You are my enemies until proven otherwise. It feels as if it would be as nothing to devour you, to unmake you, to strike you down. Its Lady Lutheria has cautioned me against such action. She says that if you were so easily removed from the square's board, Sidon would have done so already. That makes me curious. What protects you? What stays his hand? Why? Why does he spare you? There is nothing here to fear.
Would you
But children playing at God.
would you trade an answer to your question for the orb?
My curiosity is not so strong as to make me an easy mark. I need more from you.
What would you suggest, O Lord of the Deep?
Power cannot be destroyed. When Sidon falls, his power will be released into the world. I do not wish for all of it, but I seek dominion over what has always been mine. The sea. What happens to the rest of his power is for whomever claims his life. But I want what is my due, my birthright. And I need to know none will stand in my way.
You would have us sacrifice Sidon to you
do not understand the transference of power yet, do you, mortal? Sacrifices are but snacks, morsels to consume what one is bored. True divinity is taken. True divinity is earned. True divinity consumes you. You are the sacrifice to it. I am prepared to give the sea everything I am. Can you say the same for the power you seek? Maya, as he's saying this, Kyra is kind of doing short, low gasps for air, like a person that needs like an asthma inhaler.
I'll grab her hand and just like squeeze.
Yeah, she squeezes it back hard, and he says, "Divinity is no game. Yet it is a game you try to play without knowing the rules, it seems."
Yeah, Warren narrows his eyes at this.
We were told a story, I suppose, that when each of the Titans were born, they were imbued with dominion, with a power over a certain aspect of the world or of life.
Mm.
Their domain, their portfolio.
Yes.
You're saying that on the death of Sidon, you wish to take the portfolio, the domain of the sea. Is that correct?
Yes.
Will that
In exchange for the sea itself, I will aid you in body and in secret.
will that be something we're able to give?
I will be there to claim it. Have no doubt.
Turning to look at the others, Orin will nod.
I mean, somebody's got to get it, right? Like,
yeah.
Telemachus whispers to all of you, "This is crazy. Do you want a creature like that to control the seas? Never again will we be able to sail safely, my friends. The oceans will become more dangerous than they even are now."
on the contrary, I think it makes sense for a sea creature to be the ruler of the sea. I'm sure that just as offerings are able to be given to Sidon to ensure safe passage, such a thing would still be doable under new lordship.
Telemachus looks from you to this fucking kaiju, and he says, I'm not so sure, my friend.
Julian will think over the SIBO network. Do we wish to try and not put a caveat, but clarify, would the seas be usable in the future as they are with Sidon now?
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask that.
I will let you speak on behalf of those limited to the land, then.
You said you'd stand with us against him, and afterwards claim this power as your own. What would happen to the seas then? Would it continue as now with you being the recipient of sacrifices and offerings, or would you
Yes.
become its sole dynasty?
Divinity hungers. That is what sacrifice is for. To feed it. Divinity is a hungering beast. An endless pit that can never be filled. To deny it is to destroy yourself utterly. I am prepared to make these sacrifices necessary.
You got some godlike creature insight for us on that, Julian?
Give me an insight check.
Insight the Kraken.
The Kraken is possessed of
Okay.
a ability called Alien Mind.
I said just read his facial features, Julian. Come on.
So
you hang out with
you actually both be at disadvantage because of its alien mind.
You hang out with
Okay.
the
Godlike being.
the
Does
Lotus.
that mean Julian's
It is a
straight
godlike
roll?
being, but its alien mind trait would override that. In this
So it'd just be a straight roll then.
no, it's still going to be at disadvantage. The
Alright.
creature
You
is
guys.
so unusual.
You mean though he hangs out with the Lotus Witch all the time?
No. He said disadvantage. It's a disadvantage.
No,
Yeah. If you have some other means of getting it besides your,
I really don't think I have anything else to fuck
All right,
around
all right.
with except for a reroll if it's really, really shitty.
You don't know what it's planning, Maya. Julian, you actually enter a fucking psionic cutscene wherein you see the shores of Thylea stained red with the blood of sacrifice. As the people of the lands do whatever they can to keep the horrors of the ocean in the ocean. You feel one word as you witness this scene: sacrifice.
Over the SIBO network, Orin says, I think we take this deal.
I fear that we might be giving up too much in trying to defeat Sidon. I don't know if we might not be substituting one tragedy for another.
The Kraken hasn't promised to wipe out all settler life in 50 days, Julian.
No,
Sidon has. We take the deal.
We are damning ourselves if we leave it in that.
As it is, we plan to take on the one that holds all of these domains. If the Kraken ends up being so poor a ruler, we could always just do it again.
When does it end?
should we ask for time to consider it? It's a momentous decision, after all.
I
haven't
don't
got
think we have
time.
the time to spare.
We need to free
Just
Halcyon.
know
We
that
need
I
to
have
get.
seen something truly terrible, and I do not know if we aren't making things equally bad for the future. But we must make a decision, and we must do it. That is what
say we
we
take
have
the
been
deal.
fated to do. Let's take the damned deal.
Kraken, we are in agreement. We accept your bargain. Dominion of the Sea, in exchange for your aid against Sidon, and the orb that will free Halcyon.
I am glad to hear it. Do you require the swearing oath? Or are we to honor our words?
The heroes of prophecy keep their word. And I'm sure you do as well.
I would
will
like to
give
insight.
you.
I would like to try and insight the Kraken at
Sure.
whether he's trying to evil genius with that.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll be able to see him, but I want to try.
Sure.
All right.
I mean, it might be worth trying to swear an oath so that we can work in some wording about him not unleashing all of the horrors of the sea on everybody on the land.
And if I completely fucking fail this, I'll try a
No,
magical guidance
Maya,
free
you
roll.
and Julian understand that the Kraken is confident that whatever you choose, swearing of an oath or not swearing of an oath, he will come out on top. You are just not on his level in any way, shape, or form.
That's what Warren's thinking, yeah.
No oath. No oath. We agreed no
All right.
oaths.
No oath then.
But I don't think the Kraken gives a fuck about the Furies coming to beat him up if he breaks an oath. So, yeah.
One less thing that we would
And,
have to worry about if we fuck something up.
Yeah, exactly. And I imagine with his insane intellect, getting around it would not be a challenge.
Although if he does break the oath and has to fight off the Furies, that's help for us to fight him later.
Yeah. I don't think he'd have. I don't think he'd even need to break it. I think he'd just be able to evil genie it to get around it, no matter how we phrased it. We'd just be creating more restrictions for ourselves.
Yeah, it almost felt like Maya. He was trying to bait you guys into swearing an oath.
Yeah.
We got enough of those
No.
under our belt.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure he can hear us talking over the Seagull network.
That's fine.
No, you're not trying to hack into your network. What are you talking about? So he, or it says, let us begin our partnership. And it reaches inside itself, and it pulls out a resplendent red stone of quite a large size. You imagine it would be worth at least 10,000 drachmae, such as the expertise of the cut. But you recognize it at once as the matching stone, slightly changed in shape and appearance to the one that you used on Fire Island. He very delicately, with a tentacle, places it in the middle of all of you. The tentacle is horrific in its own right, covered in eyes, and the tip being a hungering mouth of its own.
Or not.
He said, "Yeah." The creature then says to you, "Now, I promised. Body. And mind. Secrets. You may ask of me questions 3. If I feel they would help our cause, I will answer.
Hmm.
OOC, maybe a question of what has Sidon asked him to do in preparation of the Pact of Peace ended.
Yeah, that's a good question. I like that.
Probably have additional info on any ocean-related going-ons. Maybe something to do with Charybdis.
Oh, Sibo, you might receive a private
Yeah.
message at some point. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Mo.
Yeah, I like that. So 1, what does Sidon asked of him?
Do we want to ask? I mean, he probably has a pretty good sense of what's traversed the ocean, traversed the seas. Do we want to know the extent of the Myrmidons have gotten off of Titan's Folly?
I think any amount getting off Titan's Folly is pretty fucked. But
I mean, they have.
Alright, well-
we saw them. We saw them on ships,
Right.
sailing
Yeah.
around
So
looking for the queen.
that's a waste of a question. Then never mind.
Maybe he knows where the queen of the Myrmidons are.
praxis, right?
Yeah,
We
because
don't
they're
know.
the ones that give out the orders, or they're able to do the modifications. Something like the Queen are key.
Do we know the original domains of the Titans aside from Hexia being speed? Or something akin to speed?
It's all the domains of the Titans that they
This
cover.
is all OOC, right? Is that what we said?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having this OOC.
Okay, good.
So we need 2 more questions. Ooh. Maybe
Or you had a thought.
Maybe how
Sibo. That Sibo wants to ask about Scylla, she who languishes in the depths.
when did we learn about Scylla?
We haven't.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm dating. That's interesting. I'm not sure if you would know, but I guess.
Sure, we can use that as one of the questions.
Yeah.
I mean, Sibo would blurt it out if Sibo would end up blurting it out.
Yeah, blurt it
Oh,
out.
you're not
Send
even
it.
going to consult with the others. Okay.
Send
Correct.
it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I'm saying is that if we are like, we have 2 good ones, Sibo's getting communications right now, and he would probably blurt at least one of the things that are on his mind out.
Yeah, go
Putting
for
it
that
out
one.
there. Okay.
Okay, you guys ready to ask?
The third question I was thinking, perhaps, where is Sidon going to strike first? Just to get confirmation. We think it's Mitros.
Well, we know he's going to be striking multiple places. That's why you have the army all set up. Like the fleet's going to go out and attack everywhere.
That's true.
That's not with him.
In that case, do we want to ask if
Will Kentamain abide by the death of his favorite son?
I don't think he. Yeah, I mean.
I don't think Kentamain will care, because he would have cared when all the other Titans would have been, trapped and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but they
So
were
we're-
trapped, not killed.
I mean, there's some in
As long as it doesn't hurt Thylea, I don't think he would care.
Underworld, so I think some of them were killed.
Why does he trust Lutheria when we don't?
It was a big monster, and she's the
Luthi-
mother of
isn't
monsters.
Lutheria? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Lutheria who actually made him
Gift for Sidon.
for Sidon. That's why he called her mother.
I'm just saying, there's questions we can ask.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you trust Lutheria? See, well, what the heck? All right, ask about Skilla.
Is that your opener? Is that you're gonna?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess when he gave us the questions while we were like processing in our mind, I guess Siva would have blurted that out.
Yeah, blurt out.
Oh, okay. All right, so blurt it out to him.
What can you tell us about Scylla? And he would also say, she who languishes in the deep, in the depths.
Several of the eyes blink and swivel to face you, and they say, "Where did you hear that name?"
I'm a student of lore and history.
It is a hidden history. That is a secret of the depths. That is the mother of all serpents. She guard what was sealed away by Stridon. Something he abhors more than anything else. Something he and his father will never allow to see the sun again. An entire society exists in ignorance to protect it. And the prisoner 9. You can feel the scrutinizing gaze of this creature boring down on you, Sibo. Give me a wisdom saving throw and an intelligence saving throw.
No, we're not standing next to Andronicos.
You're not doing the magic of friendship, as you all are just like
well, I mean,
like
nobody's
holding hands in a row in front of him.
Nobody's
Wizard
standing
of
next
Oz
to
style.
Andronicus.
All right.
Oh, right, because Andronicus is on fire all the time.
He's on a little rowboat out back.
Yeah.
All right, wisdom.
Here, Andronicus, I got you.
Yeah, here's your wisdom. All right, so you feel, with the 13, you feel him crushing you. But intelligence save?
Reaction, guidance, or
Okay.
resistance.
Reaction resistance to the intelligence? Okay.
Yeah.
You're trying to get to a 22.
Succeeded a cost.
Okay, out of combat succeeded cost, meaning it's gonna linger till it actually is impactful. Oof, that's not too bad. You lose 2 hit dice. All right. While your mind is absolutely battered, and abused, and in a combat situation, you feel like you would be afflicted with madness and begin striking out at your allies. The real goal here was not to harm you, but to access your mind, which is where the intelligence save comes in. And you are able to keep secret the source of your knowledge. The Kraken pulls back and says, I respect your Lord. It is a risky gambit, but below the waves lie 9 imprisoned so long ago. They would gladly join you in a fight against Sidon in exchange for their freedom.
I look at the party.
OC, should we ask them why were they imprisoned?
Well, he is definitely done with question number 1.
Yeah. So that,
Yeah.
and also I think OC we can assume that, right? Like that's Scylla is one of them.
So
right?
you
Or was
check
it-
your quest log, and you do see that this quest is in red. Just so you know. But so is
Red
defeat
because of how
Sidon.
cool it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so is defeat Sidon. So defeat Sidon is also in red.
Yeah, that means that
I think
that
we should
quest is
ask-
fire.
Yeah, I think we should ask what has Sidon asked the Kraken to do in the coming days.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then I think we should get some more information about the 9.
Okay.
Either that, or we should ask how he intends to go against Sidon. Like, is that?
He's not gonna fucking tell us.
I just mean, like, how is he able to?
All right. So officially, your second question is, what has Sidon ordered you to do to prepare for the attack? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, he says, gather up the strongest denizens of the seas, legions of frightened marines, octopi, hoplite, great turtle, as strong as dragons, crabs with knives,
I'll take it.
serpents of the sea and the sky. The goal is Mitros, the heart of the people. The queen will be vulnerable. Her head, freed from his body, will show the lie of the 5 gods and destroy the hope of the people. Meanwhile, those who have turned against the Storm Lord will be punished. A great light burn them from the earth, from the sky, and from the seas. Sidon has captured a star. When he says a star, his eyes kind of glaze over as if he's talking about the most powerful power source that this creature could ever imagine. There is an avarice, a jealousy, and a tremendous terror in his eyes as it thinks about to be so powerful as to harness the power of a star. From Brexit, we'll obliterate any who would go to Mitros' aid, but he intends to deliver the killing stroke himself. OOC, it sounds like he has a death laser, maybe a Death Star, some might say, that he intends to use to blow up Alderaan. I mean, Aregia, Themis, the Indigo Islands, basically everyone that you've convinced to help Mitros. But he wants to handle Mitros himself rather than just pushing a button and insta-winning, because that's the kind of bro Sidon is.
Looking back
I
at
mean,
when
that
I
much energy, it must have an exhaust port. Is it,
Oh my god.
at least 2 cubits
Is
wide?
that your third question?
No.
Uh,
I was asking OOC.
Actually, as you're thinking that to yourself, you do get a slight hum and a vibration from your necklace.
Oh shit.
Oh damn! Grandma's coming out to say hi.
Yeah.
Do you answer it now, Julian, or do you wait for later? Because you're kind of busy right now.
I'll wait for later.
Okay.
I'll send a middle text like, can't talk right now. I'll call you later.
All right. You receive a mental text back that says, "Are you with the Kraken right now? I recognize the Kraken's aura anywhere."
I'll respond, yes, we're with the Kraken.
Oh, well, as long as you haven't made any deals with it.
No oaths have been sworn.
Well, that's good.
Over the SIBO network, SIBO says, in Noriande, I used to bullseye womp rats at my T16 back home.
Dang it. God dang it. Thinking back to when we Scryed on practice when I Scryed on practice the first time, did it look like there was any magical device at the top of the tower or anything like that could be like what he described? Didn't
you guys get to see the top of the building? Didn't I show you the stuff, or was it all theater of the mind? I thought no.
I thought it was all theater of the mind.
You couldn't see the top of the tower because you were scrying, so you only get to see.
We were scrying on Sibo's dad.
Yeah, you only get to see where Sibo's dad is at. Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to see.
That's where we discovered that they were Myrmiki.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's what I know what Maya's going to be doing after we finish this.
Jeez, Maya, such a queen. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to see if he knows of any weakness with this thing as our third question? Or do we want to ask about the 9?
Maya, you and Julian, passively, since you've been inciting this creature, you know that it is delighting in helping you, because in a way, it is making things so much worse for you. Burdening you with knowledge, which elder creatures love doing.
Joke's on you! We're into that shit!
Next thing, he wants to ask how McNuggets are made.
Eldritch knowledge right there. It's Eldritch knowledge. No.
Yeah.
Right, so I mean, we have 2 here. One could be asking about the weakness of this death weapon.
I will show you horrors that you could never imagine.
No, it's too much.
Oh man.
I can't comprehend.
Intensely.
Man.
Down in Florida, Dom just reaches up, feels his lip, blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, ask him about the Death Sun.
It's a Death Sun. Okay.
Whatever the weapon is, ask him how it can be defeated.
Listen, these guys, they made Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and Mass Effect 1. You know that they had no qualms about putting a literal Death Star into this adventure. Okay, just so you know, this is raw. There is a Death Star. This is not some fun fan thing they got made up.
Aw, Crash, I thought you were just like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw a bone at David's obsession.
Bro, the
But,
entire Star Wars side adventure was the bone. This was actually built into the adventure.
Okay.
Okay.
We know, we know
so
where he got
you
it from
don't
now.
actually go to the
Wait a
Death
second.
Star as one of the.
I mean, you could. It's you know, it's at Praxis if you wanted to go to
Okay,
it.
so I kind of
Alright.
want to wear this question.
Andy's boat.
What?
Here, I'll move.
What? Is there a way to destroy? Is there a way to destroy this? Remove. I don't know how. Okay. Is there a way to destroy this Death Star? Is that
That's the
is that a way?
question?
Is that how? What do you guys think?
Star
Sounds
of
good.
Death. Let's. I don't know if we're gonna be artistic, but that's just.
The Star Killer base.
I think.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, you can call it a Death Star. No one's gonna get mad. I mean,
Okay.
it's 2023. I mean,
Like
it's
the Sun Crusher or something like that.
oof.
Oh no,
Oof.
wait.
Yeah, Crusher would be okay with that. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's the big question. Is there a way to
Julia,
destroy...
you hear another you feel another vibration from the necklace. As she says, "Is this a bad time? I just feel like this we haven't talked in a while, and you've been up to all sorts of things, and if the Kraken's here, I feel like maybe I would be a bad guardian if I let you just walk into this one unprepared. Sorry if I'm running a little late. You were so rude to me last time."
Julian's going to. Jeez. Does Julian feel like the Kraken is just looking at everybody all at
It
once?
has many eyes, so it is able to look at everyone all at once. Yes.
Okay, I mean, at this point, there's just not going to be any subtlety, and
Mhm.
Julian's going to be able to just look at the others like, hold on one second, I'll be right back, and he's going to go below decks to try and give some kind of semblance.
Give me a sec.
Being
I've got
polite.
to
Yeah. Kyra looks at Tromocratus and says, "He'll be right back. You make him nervous. He's got to, you know,
Get the poopies.
he's got poop. He's got to take a poop."
Got the poop. Eh?
Okay.
So Julian's going to take the call. What's this, like,
All right,
just on
you get
the
below.
other side
All
of
right,
the
all
door?
right. Yeah, so you get below deck, and you open the locket, and little hologram of Katya appears, looking much different than normal. Sweet Grandma's portrait isn't there, and she says, I have had time to muster my strength since I haven't been babysitting you, wasting all my power, keeping you alive. What did I find out? What are you doing? You're treating with the Kraken? The watchdog of our enemy? What exactly has he offered you?
He's given us a key to release Halcyon from her volcanic prison. Also,
A low
taking
tier
another weapon off-
ally, to be sure. But then, what else?
And by giving us that key, also removes a weapon that was keeping Hexia from joining into the fray. And he had
Hexia.
the ancient green dragon,
Oh, I remember her.
paramour of Pythor.
Real attitude problem, that one.
Well, she's our attitudes have aligned against Pythor, and they have agreed that in exchange for dominion over the sea, they will aid us in fighting against Pythor. That is
Oh.
the Kraken.
To which
Sidon,
you, of
Sidon.
course, said. To which you, of course, said no, right?
No, we said yes.
Oh.
It will damn
See?
us, but
I
it is
promised to stop eavesdropping on you, and look what it gets us. Honestly, I had to stop, though. I never know when I'm going to be listening into you boning someone or getting railed. Ugh.
Anyway, there's nothing to be done at this point except try and head it off later on.
Of
One
course,
problem at
of
a
course.
time.
Well, if you didn't swear an oath, I mean, it definitely anticipates your inevitable betrayal.
Well, I guess that's where we stand.
Yeah,
We're
say,
trying to...
if you had sworn an oath, it would have assumed that you would have tried to find a way out of the oath, and if you didn't swear an oath, then it knows 100% that you intend to betray it. Or you would have sworn an oath.
We don't intend to betray it.
Then you would have
Unless it
sworn
is-
an oath.
We don't entirely trust it, and it does not entirely trust us.
That's why there's oaths.
That creature is so far beyond our ken that we dare not commit
Don't sell
paint
yourself
ourselves into a
short.
corner.
There's a small part of you that's me.
The collective we, not the royal we. I'm sorry.
I won't have the trickle down of my superior bloodline downplay how powerful they are. Now, it seems that that's already happened. What have you been discussing?
We discovered the existence of She Who Lingers in the Deep, along with 8 other banished entities. We were about to ask if we
I don't know what any of that means.
We were trying to get more information. I figured you had something important to say, so I took your call.
Oh, yes. Well, I definitely wasn't eavesdropping, but it did sound like you were planning to go to Praxis.
Eventually, there is a...
Oh, well, I used to
Star's been
live
captured.
in Praxis.
Oh. Well, then we can use as much information as possible.
And I would
Although
love
I'm-
to share that information in exchange for a little more help from you, grandson. Sorry to put you in such a spot. I just wanted you to know that I'm back and more powerful than I've ever been. And I'm watching out for you. For us. And she smiles at you in a warm but menacing way. And then the image flickers and it goes back to sunny days at the photo shoot, Grandma Katya.
Can we pick this conversation back up after we're done with the Kraken?
There you
Or
go.
does this have to happen right now?
She seems to have ended the line.
Okay, well, that was interesting.
In the 5 minutes or so that Julian's been gone, the Kraken is adjusting your sails, pulling the oars away from your crew to inspect them, putting them back in, hopefully not impaling anybody. Kind of touching and feeling up on your figurehead.
Orin inspecting the orb, almost pondering it.
I kind of feel like the Kraken, after they're filling up the
Orin,
figurehead.
there is promise there. There is potential. As you stare into it, you see a beautiful woman staring back at you from the orb. It's your boss.
Orin frowns.
He says, like what you see, champion?
Why are you within the orb?
I am within your mind. So I suppose you're seeing me on the back of the orbs that are your eyeballs. One of which I gave you.
I see.
But they say that when a man is in love, he sees the object of his desire everywhere he looks.
What do you make of our dealings with the Kraken?
He is an enthusiastic fool. But, after all, he is the byproduct of his dream father. I wanted to talk to you about the orb. It is a precious thing, and I would very much like it for myself. I can compensate you and your allies. I would never command you to return it, knowing that it is now the property of your fellowship, and I would not want you or me to abuse the oath of fellowship.
We've already sworn it to another. It's not ours to give. Unless you have a means to free Halcyon without use of the orb.
Is that what you would like in exchange for the orb?
What use is it to you?
Well, there's one thing I've never been able to make myself.
You seek a dragon.
Yes. This would give me the pick of the litter.
As you've said, I can't agree to anything without consulting Fellowship.
Of course, of course. Do you think they're finally coming around to me? I've tried ever so hard to show them that I only want what's best for them. It has been hard. I have had to take great pains, mental and physical, to be so kind.
I know everyone aboard the Stormbreaker, most of all the Heroes of Prophecy, value your continued help and support, and are grateful to be in your good graces.
And all of you are, except for Maya. You would be wise to keep her from me. The madness I steal away. Wait for her. Please, think on my offer. Freeing Halcyon is the least I could do for the acquisition of such a precious object. And her image kind of fades from the stone. All right, Julian, you head back up into the cold mist.
Yeah, I would join the others, and sorry about that. I had to take the call. Have we asked our third question, or are we still sorting that out? This is over the Zero Network.
I believe we have one left.
Sibo's saying, but if they just would have shot the ship, the whole story would have been over.
You go through the rundown.
Yeah.
And they put this play on in Norianda. You said they have nine versions of it now. 9 plays.
Yes, yeah.
They just get progressively worse. Why do they keep making more? Well, have we thought on our third question, as Julian asked?
Do we want to ask about the Death Star?
Sibo wants to ask about Kentamine.
What would you ask of Kentamine?
Will he? What will he do when his son dies? Will he actually care or not?
I think we've learned enough about Kentamine to know that I don't think he'd give a fuck.
Even if he
unless
does,
it messed with Thylea somehow.
Making a lot of assumptions.
Even if he does care, it doesn't change what we have to do. Imprisoning Sidon is just shoring up a problem for the future.
Although if we imprison Sidon, Sidon doesn't die, and Tomocratus doesn't get his power.
Well, I mean,
It's a
no,
half
that's not
measure.
necessarily true because
Okay,
they
this
were able to
sounds
take
like
the
the 3 questions that have been bounced around a lot, so I'll throw them into a poll.
So what I mean, from what we know, they were able to take the dominions from the other Titans without killing them. So it's not like you have to kill them to get the dominion.
True. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
And we do know that I remember Tycon was craft and stuff like that, and that's why he hadn't made the Myrmidon and got
As for
you
the
know.
Death Star, I feel like Sibo was the Jyn Erso of this story, right? And your dad is the one that's building the Death Star.
I mean, that's pretty fucking accurate, but
yeah.
So is the keyword Stardust? Is that what Joyce used to refer to
No,
Cito as
no,
this little
no.
Stardust?
The code word's gonna be piece of shit kid.
Aw,
Oh,
you really
Don't-
you're making a
don't
huge
entail or
assumption
something.
that he would even think about you
Yeah.
making up a password.
Yeah, true. Mistake.
Again, like he
Ooh.
wouldn't even factor into the password that he came up with. Like,
Yeah. It's
Sounds
rough
like
out
the
here.
password would be his name.
no, obviously it'd be Sibo's mom's name, Martha.
Oh no! God dang it!
Save Martha. Why did you say that name?
Sibo, you're getting ahead of yourself. This is several sessions away.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I was just getting into the character.
Not that this is all scripted, but please, stay.
Oh, sorry, I flipped too many pages. My bad.
Yeah. All right, what's that? It looks like Death Star. Okay, so ask the Death Star question.
Hey yo, so what about that Death Star?
No.
Okay.
But
How does it work?
I guess
Never
that is,
defeated.
How
yeah,
can we destroy it, or how can we keep it from being used?
yeah.
Okay, that's the question. How can we keep it from being used? All right. It says by destroying it.
You fucker.
God dang it!
How could you do that? You would need to access the Tower of Kraken. Fortunately, the tower has a weakness in its defenses. There isn't an exhaust port beneath the sea. Why are you laughing? This is in the adventure!
Of course
dang
it
it.
is.
He crosses his tentacles. If you're not going to take this seriously, then I will keep these secrets for
No,
myself.
Listen, ignore them.
I'm
I will take this
so
very
sorry.
seriously. And Julian whips out his journal and he starts taking
Okay.
notes.
Okay. He says,
Is that the OOC?
what? What did you say?
OOC laughs. OOC laughs.
Oh, well, you know, this is a very powerful psionic creature. It could detect your mind's mind laughing at it. So that's why it... Listen, I'm never leaving character, okay? So... Alright. So it says, approach by sky, and you will be destroyed by the star's power, or by the twin tempests that guard the tower. Attack by sea, and you will be destroyed by the countless fleet and servant, and again the star should it spot you. Beneath the waves are many guardians of the deep, guardians I command. They could be absent during your approach. The building uses ancient artifice to pump in seawater to power its many engines dreams and technologies. You would simply allow yourselves to be sucked up its exhaust port. You would find yourselves in the waterworks at the very bottom of the tower. From there, you would need to reach the star at the very top. But your entrance would be unnoticed, for no amount of wards or alarms can be set in this port. Or it would constantly malfunction. It does occur to me that it's technically an import, not an exhaust. It's an intake, but you know it's funnier to say export. Anyways, so
With the USB goes.
yeah, it's basically intake for seawater that they use to power the whole building. Plugging it up would simply arouse the suspicions of their engineers, who would then, you know, come to the location. The idea would be to get sucked in without being noticed, per this guy's plan. All right, he says, it seems your questions 3 are answered. Would you do me the same courtesy in return? Pyra goes, oof.
Good
Hate that.
questions.
Hate that.
Mine knows that word oof.
Yeah. Hate that.
I find it hard to believe that there's something that we know that you don't. But
What's that, Andronicus?
I said I find it hard to believe that there's something.
Do you? I mean, it just stares at you, Andronicus. And as it does, it says, I know you. I have visited your dreams. I felt at the time there was a purpose. In my own dreams, I remember things hidden from me in the waking world. You are the prince. Prince of a kingdom that is no more.
That's true. I am.
I dislike having my memory stolen. It kind of glares at you. Therefore, I have questions.
With the SIBO network. Or I'll say, sure, let him ask his questions.
Yeah, there's no use in squandering any goodwill that we have with him.
Okay.
Very well.
This is your chance to say you may ask us questions 3. I mean, this is your moment.
You may ask us questions 3.
My first question. Tell me, what are all the details you know and have gathered related to the phenomenon hiding your memories from the world? Pyra says, that's how you ask a questions 3. Damn.
Is that directed at Andronicus, I guess?
Is that a question or is that
that is it's
request?
But sort of
I mean, a request is a question.
Honestly, not as much as I would hope.
But you guys made this as a fellowship, I'm assuming, so that he's asking the fellowship the question. none of you are cool enough on your own to be at his level yet. So he's assuming that he gets to ask the whole fellowship the question.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All the details.
I know that my people are offshoots of Sidon's dreams. We were dreamt up by him, which I'm sure that you know as well. It seems like only those of my particular bloodline are they've vanished from reality as far as we can tell. I found something that used to belong to my family. We were able to make it into an item that made me supernaturally healthy. My father apparently had something to do with this, because once the item was expended, I saw his spirit departing.
Did you show the item or no?
It's rebuilt into. Well, no, actually, it's gone right now.
Right.
Because it's being the new one's being built into it. Since I learned that I would need to talk to the Fates to learn more, and we did talk to them, but we weren't able to get much out of them. They're not very helpful, I'm sure you know. And whenever we're near Lutheria, I can hear the voices of my family calling out to me. And at first I thought it was from her, but it's from her scythe. That's all we know, really.
My second question is for the outsider. Who told you about Thylea?
I honestly don't know. Here, I get inklings of questions I should ask. I get pieces of information from time to time. I don't know who it is, if it's somebody or something. Yeah. I am trying to find out, though.
My last question is for the Queen of Themis. My Darian that was. Would you break your fellowship to save your god?
Man.
Yeah, you feel everyone on the
Yeah.
ship turn and look at you, Maya. Why would he ask that, Maya?
I thought my question was going to be hard.
Wouldn't.
Break the fellowship to save Thylea.
Save Thylea. Yeah, I think saving Thylea is more important than Maya's being affected by the. She'll sacrifice herself to the Furies for breaking an oath in order to save Thylea.
So how does she respond?
If the choice was sacrificing myself in order to save Thylea, I would.
As anticipated. We will see how that resolve holds as the skies turn to fire and darkness comes for all. And then he slowly begins to slink back into the sea.
I like him.
Well, if any of us were going to, it was going to be you, Sibo.
What's that, Andronicus? I can't hear you.
For his boat. I mean, he's on the network, though.
Yeah.
He said,
No, I
he
said
said
that
see-
one out loud so that Sibo wouldn't hear it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
and I was gonna say Sibo said he couldn't hear him over the network.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
He's going through a tunnel. All right. What now?
And back to Fire Island.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. So you head back to shore, and you
Or
key up.
shit, do we want to? Okay, so we were told that maybe this would blow the island up, right? So do we maybe want to go somewhere else first and get them to start sending aid vessels to Fire Island, or do we just want to head straight there and see what happens?
Iris says, "Hey, we're short on time. They live on a volcano. You know, they've got to have a
Ira, these
backup
are
plan for
your
this."
people. You are their queen.
Yeah.
Actually, probably not anymore. I left for a little bit and they found a new ruler. I'm sure. the
You don't
same
think
thing
there's a
happened to
new?
you.
What? No.
No, I am.
I refuse. Where's
I'll go
my
with 80%.
Kyra of the jungle bikini?
I'll go with 80% sure.
She heads below deck.
If we can get in contact with some of the tribes of the Indigo Isles, particularly the dwarves, perhaps we can arrange for a vacation of sorts for the lizard folk tribes.
If we head back to Themis, we already had a trade agreement with them.
The lizard folk have many valuable gems that they don't mind parting with. I'm sure that would more than keep...
Androcles says, now hold on. Queen Kyra might be right. These people are indigenous to a volcanic island. They're no stranger to volcanic eruptions. Surely they have some method for surviving such things. Simply warn them that it might be a possibility, and they'll likely take to the coastline. Or the high ground. It's not like the entire island is going to crack open, sink into the sea.
I have no idea if that's true or not.
Yeah, Telemachus says, well, now that you say that, I am more worried than I was before you said that.
Well, they were able. I mean, that one tribe. I'm forgetting their name. I'm forgetting their name now.
The Rajonculus.
There was the one that lived inside the volcano and were able to just function.
Mm-hmm. The Flame Walkers?
Flame Walkers. And since they're together, maybe they have some way of knowing how to survive during if it does erupt.
They have water walking but for lava.
Yeah.
I mean, that walker works on lava.
I mean,
you just take the fire damage because you're going so close.
Okay, am I to understand though that you do intend to head to Fire Island?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Where's that sweet calendar?
I could go on a whole thing about contacting President Rosenthorn and having him send vessels, and they could take the lizard folk for a while, and in exchange for the lizard folk giving them gems, they could stay at the resorts and pay for their stays with gems. But instead of that, let's just fucking send it. Just blow the island up. Fuck it. I don't give a shit.
Well, you just, it's a time issue. Like, it's going to take time for President Rosenthal to get everything in order.
Exactly.
And send the boats over.
Exactly.
I mean...
I'll welcome them into the underworld just fine.
Okay.
We could always get that process started and then go somewhere else and then go back to Fire Island.
Let's get this. No, we're cooking this chicken now.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Head back to dashboard, wider worlds. Here we go.
So, for anyone curious, by the way, that is as much as Sibo knows about the questions he's getting. By the way,
I was going to ask this too. Now that we're kind of away,
Hmm.
do you think Helios is okay with there being a weapon that's harnessing star power, the power of a star?
What are you trying to imply? That a star is the sun?
That's crazy.
Are you? What the fuck is that shit? You gonna say the world's round?
Next, you're going to
Like,
say that
yeah.
we revolve around it instead of it revolves
Yeah, you're
around
gonna
us.
say that
Yeah,
islands
what-
are like stationary mountains that come up from the surface of the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah,
You're
you've been
crazy.
hanging out with Steros a bit too much, I think.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a lot. You took a lot of psychic damage during that Kraken encounter, I guess, because that is
What
some
am I-
radical shit.
What are my class features? Since I understand the cosmos, so
Okay, then you
I
would
think-
know. Then you would know that. Jesus Christ, you would know that stars are not suns, or they'd be called
Okay.
suns.
okay,
Okay.
my bad. We're dealing with an eldritch being, so
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. All right.
but the sun is a star.
All right.
Listen. That's what you think. Okay.
Yeah, it's
But the first night of sailing
Giant
towards
ball
Fire
of
Island,
gas.
Oren can tell you from experience, if he wanted to, that the stars are actually gateways to other worlds and dimensions.
I like that.
Mm.
I always thought they were giant balls of gas.
the first night on the Mitros, though, Orin will call a meeting of the five.
Mm.
we don't have Pythor here, so
A meeting of the 5 years of prophecy.
okay.
All right, it's gonna take 3 days to get to Fire Island.
Yeah, he'll call it the first night at sea.
I'm assuming that's with the -1 and the -1.
Yeah, it says it right there in the
I
chat.
had to go. to a
Oh,
different tab.
yeah.
So-
Yeah. All right. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. All right, so you call the meeting, and then
Yep. Yes, we're in the war room. Orin's got a hand resting on the orb. He says, Lythira has contacted me with an offer. She seeks the use of this orb for herself. She's offered to free Halcyon in exchange.
Why does she want the orb?
To create a dragon of her own.
We've
Create?
seen what she creates. That is not worth the risk.
From what the Kraken told us, this thing enslaves a dragon.
I don't think she seeks to use it to enslave. Rather, it's not so much her style. I think she would use it to make one. She's tried many times. We've come across many of her past attempts in our journeys.
So you're saying all those creatures we came across that were Lutheria specials, those were her attempts at creating a dragon?
Yes. She's not been able to
well,
make any-
not all of them are OC, but the more draconic looking ones.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like the worm hydra
maw.
thing. That
Mhm,
that was
mhm.
clearly that was
Yeah.
some kind of fever dream. But,
Yeah.
but,
Also,
like,
she might subscribe to the Pokemon school of thought that like anything's a dragon if you believe hard enough, like a fucking apple pie. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Hey, listen, that apple pie dragon's no fucking joke. Just throwing it out
apple
there.
python.
And
Yeah.
tasty.
For some reason, this object would give her the ability to make one, perhaps. I wanted to pose it to the group as it could assist in mending some of the inroads that we've been working to lay with the goddess of death.
How would she free Hexia different than the way the orb would?
I did not ask, but
Well,
she
they were
would
the
not
ones who
offer.
imprisoned them in the first place.
She could not.
Maya, you feel that that is true when you speak these words.
How do we know that this isn't some trick? I mean, that is the very tool that we were seeking to free Hexia in the first place. I mean, if there was just any old lock, there should be any old key that could break the lock, why go for this specifically?
We don't have to turn the orb over until Hexia is free.
Once she's free, is the orb still going to be functioning enough to the point where she would want it?
I think we have to give the orb over before. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they explain to you that if you use the orbs to open the door, like that was the Kraken's thing, is if the orb was used to open the door.
No, he's implying that Lutheria would have to show proof that show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Proof of life kind of deal.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
yeah.
Because
She would have to act first.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we put stipulation in that others again? She's just gonna erupt the volcano, kill a bunch of people, assuming that happens. I feel like.
So,
But
if Lutheria wants to make a dragon, I don't know.
Nothing she creates could be any worse than what she's already made.
Well, that's the thing. So far, everything we've run into that Lutheria has made has been this close from a creature of madness.
what do we get if we do this?
We might get Maya back if it comes to that. We'd have a get out of Nether Seas free card.
What Lutheria has made by herself from scratch is bad enough. Can you imagine what she'll be able to make if she gets to start with the base of a dragon and build from there?
Can you imagine what it'd be like to lose Maya and not be able to get her back?
I know there's still a few. There's only so many dragons left, and there's the 2 eggs that we found here that you 2 are taking care of. That have hatched. The Dragonlords had dragons when they came here, and from everything I've seen, every single dragon has been here has just been a creature in its own right that made relationships with the people they came here with or with the people they grew up with. I don't know if maybe instead of trying to make a dragon, I don't know if Lutheria should just meet one and form a relationship with.
I can tell her that. I can tell her that we haven't come to a deal then.
What if it's a yes only if at the end of this none of us have died?
Oh,
Well, it's not about-
dang. Dang. This dude, like, we going full Revenant, bitch. Like,
What if we allow her to create the dragon, but she places it into our care?
I mean, there's no NPCs in this meeting, so I'm just vibing, guys. Like, just let me
Yeah.
know if you, just let me
Yeah.
know, let me know if you need anything.
Like we're mulling it over.
Do you need
Yeah.
better?
Or-
Do you need business meeting music? Is the Great C
Yeah,
like
get
to okay,
the let's make a deal music going.
okay.
Thinking about all the life that Luthia has tried to make. I hate to. I know if she heard me say this, I would probably be struck down, but I feel like that's the domain of her mother.
It says corporate business music, light
Perfect.
and upbeat background music for business meeting.
Oh boy.
Wow,
This
business
is like, oh
factory.
man, I'm back to like training when I first started a job. The training videos that you have to listen.
Yeah. So like
That's
a
what that
so
music's
like a
from.
little cartoon of the Lotus Witch appears, and she's like, "So you're trying to make a deal with the goddess of death.
You're coming into
Always
a
remember these
fast-paced work.
3 things." Yeah.
Coming into a fast-paced work environment with solid expectations and goals.
And
Synergy.
working together as a team.
Just throwing out all the buzzwords. All right. But yeah.
Here at Hop, we're not just a business. We're a family. Let's get capital
Ooh,
F.
And then
making
under
me
that,
shivers,
a family. And then under that it says fellowship.
Oh, there you go. Capital
Ooh.
F. Fellowship.
we would trade the
Word comes on screen. Have you heard the good word about Lutheria?
I'm working with what I got here.
Um,
We trade the orb. Go ahead.
If you guys,
you feel another insistent vibration from your necklace, from your locket, Julian.
And I phone a friend.
Well, Julian's going to take this as an opportunity because he was going to tell everybody about the conversation he had anyway. So he's just going to basically put her on speakerphone.
Okay. You open your locket, and the horned version of your grandmother appears as a small, hologram, essentially a magical projection. And she looks around at the 5 of you and says, "Well, I don't recall if we formally met. I am Katia of the Dragonlords of old, grandmother of Julian. I have been with you since the earliest days. I spent most of my time protecting him against Esther's invasive presence and saving his life. If you've ever wondered how he is still here despite all his terrible decision-making, it's me."
Julian, you always said your grandmother was a bitch. She seems nice to me. I don't.
You're putting words in my mouth.
I hope you don't mind, but I have a vested interest in the defeat of Sidon. It's something called a vendetta. You see, he killed me, and I intend to return the favor. I just wanted all of you to be aware that I was once a lover of Sidon's, and I have intimate knowledge of the workings of his tower. However, if I were to journey to the tower with you, I would require A body. I can't be of much help trapped as I am inside this locket. Is that something that can be arranged?
You need a similar arrangement as how Julian has with Esther? Or a empty body?
I would prefer a body devoid of any messy souls that might get in the way. I deliberately imprisoned myself so as to avoid the wrath of Lutheria, who may or may not have held a grudge at the time, born, of course, out of jealousy. But perhaps now her ire has had a chance to cool these many centuries, and she would allow my return. Else, yes, I would need a simulacrum, a physical host to transfer my essence into, so as to avoid re-entering the natural order and falling under her sway.
You guys want me to get Telemachus?
Hey, what? What you
Just
say,
use,
Sibo?
just use Telemachus's body. I can get him. You want me to grab Telemachus?
No.
Julian,
No.
you feel that if your grandmother has, in fact, been part of what has been keeping Esther at bay all this time, her leaving your person to enter her own person may make you more susceptible to Esther's influence. Also, it speaks of a soul/personality that is very strong. You feel that anyone that tried to play host to her would very quickly be dominated. Great music for that line. So
No, don't get Telemachus, because if we let my grandmother inhabit Telemachus, I don't think Telemachus would be coming back.
Wait, if you're his grandmother,
Katya, Queen Maya.
Katya, then are you wait? But Kyra's mother is so from his dad?
Queen Maya, are you confused as to how bloodlines work, or?
Oh, I'm just wondering if it's that means the Julian's dad was related to the Dragonlords, or you're Mitros.
I think it's probably the first one.
Okay. Does she give any facial or tells from Maya saying that I could try an insight?
No, she's kind of a shimmery hologram, for what you could tell.
Okay.
Orin looks suspicious. How did you die to Sidon?
Oh, he thought I was betraying him to the Dragonlords.
Were you?
Of course.
How did you find
Is
yourself
Julian
in this
right?
locket?
Is it really small to where you can't hardly feel it? Nothing, just referencing some graffiti I saw once.
How did you find yourself in this locket?
I was killed, and I had a contingency transport my soul here so as to keep it out of Lutheria's clutches.
Orin's gonna grimace at this. He's got a feeling that She most certainly would not be all right with with her coming back, getting her own body. But okay. He's gonna look over to Julian. What do you make of this?
It's a complicated situation. While having the guidance of someone who would have first-hand knowledge of Praxis is useful, who's to say things haven't changed drastically in 500 years? Also, there's just the small matter of Esther just taking over my body.
Did she not continue to guide you from the locket?
Well, about that, Julian, I've been talking to Esther, and he's come around to the idea that freedom might be worth some self-control. That is to say, if you're going to find one suitable host, you could always find two. I know. He and your mother were not on the best of terms, and he can be
That's putting it really fucking mildly.
He can be a very difficult person, but you are allied with the goddess of death, the greatest trickster I have ever known. You have taken many morally ambiguous paths. Surely one of the greatest heroes of his age deserves a second chance? I'm sorry, this music just doesn't work for this scene. Hold on.
Inside check.
It just sounds like she's like, yeah, you know, and then we'll all grab Panera afterwards. Hold on, we need tense
Yeah, I feel like
negotiations.
she's there in her power suit, fingers
Yeah,
steeped
yeah. She's got this like PowerPoint that's showing like all the great things that that Esther did, but it's just like maybe
Killed
not
all
Esther.
the Geigans.
Yeah, it's just him genociding people.
Really good at murdering.
Okay, there we go. She
subjugated
says, yeah. So
countless
let me
hordes
deliver
of centaurs.
Doesn't the greatest hero of his age deserve a second chance?
The theory would never go.
It does, not Esther.
I'd be willing to let you try and avoid her wrath. Esther would never escape it. She would make no such allowances for him leaving.
Are you so sure? She likes to bargain. She likes to wheel and deal.
We stand to gain nothing from unleashing Esther back onto Thylea in a weakened
True.
version or not.
He has intimate knowledge of Praxis as well, and of all of your enemies.
We can't trust any knowledge coming from Esther.
Is Julian's grandmother getting more and more upset the more we talk about how shitty Esther is?
No, she okay. Definitely, she's given her pitch. She sees that you guys are like, hell no, and I mean, she's just like, it doesn't seem to bother her one way or the other. Okay. She says, well, he can't say that I didn't try. I hope that my suggestion does not taint your vision or opinion of me negatively. I just want revenge. Perhaps that's very basic of me, but it would be enough.
What would you do after
I would like to insight her when she says she just wants revenge.
Yeah, sure. Give me an insight check.
Reaction. Guidance.
Okay, sure.
Can
Okay.
I Queen's wisdom him by asking the question, "What do you plan to do after you get your
Yeah,
revenge?"
sure, sure.
See if there's any. So here's your D10
All right.
for your insight check, and I'll ask the question out loud too.
Julian, this is a woman who has lived her life in the pursuit of power. She was very much to the Dragonlords what Morgana Le Fay or whatever was to Arthur and his knights. Like, she was their dark sorceress. Whereas Damon was their edgelord wizard, she was their wild card sorceress, essentially. You don't think that for a person like this, anything would ever be enough, but she is solely and completely intent on Sidon's destruction. That is her motivating factor. But you doubt that after the death of Sidon, she would be like, "Well, I had a good run. Time to go to heaven." Like, she would then become a major mover and shaker in the world.
Yeah,
Get-
there is
get-
no afterlife.
get that divinity.
It's just, what more power could I acquire to stay alive?
And get that divinity.
Mm.
All right. Well, you've made your pitch. I think it's now up to us to discuss the logistics of what that would all entail.
Of course. I understand it's hard to trust. And it's hard to trust me, who history may have painted as a traitor twice over. But know, Julian, that we share the same enemy. And know that I carry secrets and knowledge and power, which is the exact thing you need to defeat that enemy. I was there in the final hours when the Dragonlords stormed Praxis. Just remember that. And the image fades.
As the image fades, I will say aloud to him, I think we may have the same enemy, but I don't think she has the same goal.
Definitely not.
Do we get the feeling that she can hear us?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah.
No, even on the SIBO network.
Oh, yeah, because she's
okay.
she's kind of a part of Julian's mind because of his the locket and everything.
Okay, all right.
I don't think she's lying about having aided Julian, though.
Agreed.
No, it aligns with her goals, probably.
Powerful sorcerer against Sidon.
I hate to say this.
What do the histories say of Katya?
SIBO, even without a check, you would know essentially that she was like the Morgan Le Fay of the group.
Yeah.
It is said that she seduced Sidon so that they would have a spy within Praxis, and that her loyalty to the Dragonlords never wavered. That is certainly supported by the fact that when Sidon discovered what happened, he killed her. However, she was in the same sort of category as Esther and his brother and some of the other dragon lords, in that the ends justify the means. We are the great liberators. We are the heroes. We know what's best. Sometimes there's collateral damage. I didn't ask how big the room was. I didn't ask how many commoners were there. I said I cast Fireball.
Got you.
Yeah.
I'll relay that.
A dangerous ally. Volatile.
We could stick her in Sophia.
She seems confident Lutheria won't come for her. I'm not so sure.
True.
Lutheria tolerates Esther's current situation because he's trapped in a necklace on Julian's neck. Same with her, I would imagine. If she's given free reign of a body and some measure of her old power, I fail to see how Lutheria will abide that.
I guess we have two things to think about then.
But her saying that Luthor would make a deal, I feel like that would happen. The deal would be the same deal that she has asked us to do, is take care of Sidon. I feel like after that, though, there'd be some set of retribution from Lutheria.
That's fair.
And I bet Katya's looking for a way out by, once Sidon is dead, maybe those loose divinities, one of them can fall into her, and that would be a way for her to resist Lutheria. I feel like we're starting to become pawns of very powerful people.
Yes.
Starting to.
Always were.
Like we're just starting to realize it more noticeably.
Where's that meme? Hold on.
Becoming burdened with knowledge. Going woke.
Speaking about stars.
Yeah, true. True. Well, got a lot to consider. We arrived at Fire Island in 2 days. We should consider Lutheria's offer before then. For now, it seems as if we will proceed as planned. Use the key to open Halcyon's jail. Fill our oath. Are there any more dead relatives that need to make their peace known, Julian, or anyone else?
Dang, dude, his dad only died like a month ago. What an asshole thing to say.
Jesus.
It. Wow.
Julian will shoot you a dark look.
Man, Julian lost his mom for a week. She
Yeah.
sacrificed herself.
2
His
weeks.
dad died.
No, longer than
Yeah,
2 weeks.
2 weeks. It was longer than 2 weeks. If you didn't know where she
Yeah.
was. And then his dad passed away when after
Man.
getting a warning from the fates. And now his grandma is like, "Hey, find me a dead body."
You trying trying to spring me? You want to
If you
spot
really
me?
love me, you'd let me out of this prison.
Yeah, you want to spot me a couple legs and a pair of arms here?
I need you to go perform a selectomy on a random person so I can get out of this thing.
Well, the person who knows who would probably be able to take this, it would have to be a dead person that still has an intact body.
Can you, that business aside, can you scry on Pythor?
I was thinking about that when we first started mentioning scrying. as a way to make sure he's okay. But I'm worried that I might see something I probably shouldn't see. If you know what I mean.
What, him fucking Hexia? I mean, surely we've seen worse.
If Pythor is bearing some sort of torture or otherwise, for our sake, the least we can do is acknowledge it and have knowledge of it. We shouldn't turn our
I'm
backs.
with Oren on this.
We should know what
Oh,
we
dang.
we should know what we put him up for.
Mm-hmm.
The price he's paying.
All right, give me a day to prep spells, and then I'll prep scrying, and then I can scry twice per day.
Do we still want to scry on Praxis?
I mean, yeah. So we can scry Pythor and then Praxis. Maybe we should scry on this exhaust port or intake.
Or did we want to do the? Wasn't it the
laser?
The ceiling? Yeah,
Death
the
Star.
roof? Yeah.
All right. We'll take off Transmute Rock and put on Scry.
All right. If we're done for the night, then Orn will turn to the porthole that leads out to the Andronicus boat. It's moored outside the war room. He'll nod to Andronicus and he closes it up.
So
All right, I'll go
Andronicus,
find our...
Halise spends a lot of time just sort of talking to you and keeping you company from sort of the edge of the ship as you kind of drift behind the boat. The metal canoe that they made for you beaming up the water as it is pulled by a chain behind the Ultras.
It's got cup holders.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Since
it's one of those. It's really
like,
awkward. She's like that super Christian girlfriend that is still okay with sex before marriage. So she's like, we can pray together. That kind of stuff.
That's the different kind of super Christian
her,
girlfriend than what I have.
So she go hang out
Listen, I'm sorry for these oddly specific examples. I hope that you don't think that these are real examples from my life, but
Oh man.
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
Is Elpis, since it's like part of my soul, able to hang out?
No, he would unless he has immunity to fire.
He has magic resistance, but I don't.
Yeah, he would burn up. Yeah. Feeling bad for you. They make a second little metal canoe for him so that he can be near you.
Do we want to give Halise a scale?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For
like conjugal visits? Got it.
Oh my god.
It doesn't have to be conjugal necessarily. It just has to be like. It's gotta be. Andronicus is basically in solitary confinement.
Actually,
yeah, that's why you get a conjugal visit.
I want to start experimenting with
you don't get conjugals in solitary.
Does anything block this? Like a lot of spell effects can be blocked by 3 feet of dirt or 1 foot of stone.
I mean, whatever would block heat, bro. I mean, eventually you'll just melt it out, you know?
What's this considered? Is this like
this is a supernatural curse.
And we've figured out that Greater Restoration is not going to work.
Correct. Because he was cursed by the dying spirits of Tychon.
Okay.
That were wrongly massacred in their homes.
So basically, it's Julian's.
It's certainly something that Esther would have been if he was on the team. He would have high-fived you, bro, because it's like, wow, you took care of all those elementals and you got a kick-ass boon. Hell yeah, brother! Like,
listen, I'm not the one that reached out and touched it,
but it was so cool.
It is cool. Yeah, don't let anyone tell you that it's not cool. It's cool as fuck. Okay.
Listen, don't listen to that bitch ass Julian.
Yeah. Look at the two of them side by side. Don't they look like they would have been teammates?
Yes.
They look like they would a power couple.
That's actually why
Like
Sidon
if she was
mine.
not seducing Sidon for work, it's
Mm.
probably would have been them two together. That's what it looks like to me.
She's the kind of girl that maybe was sleeping with everybody so that she could weaponize that as necessary.
Mhm.
So,
Probably.
Well, I'm talking about
Yeah.
from Esther's point of view.
And
oh,
Esther
right,
probably
right,
would be
right.
like, God, that's so fucking hot. Using sex as a weapon like that. I'm down for it.
Mm,
I
mm.
don't feel cucked at all.
And then there's your dorky ass mom that was somehow mixed up with these guys. So hard to believe.
Kyra, isn't she hot? Say she's hot.
I mean, Kyra definitely thought Cody was hot for sure. So
It's pretty weird, pretty awkward.
yeah, very awkward. Listen, if you live too long, I think the relationships get very complicated.
Children of Hurin.
All right, so your sailing event, I regret to inform you, is a malfunction of the Antikytherian.
Wow. This is the first time we're getting something like this.
Yeah.
Yep. It says excessive clouds and choppy seas sort of conspire to break your navigation, as it were. So the options are to sail blindly, hoping to find land, or hunker down and see if Team Artificer can repair it. Those are your two main options. Of course, it's Dungeons and Dragons, so open to any suggestions, but those are the two primary ones. And this would have occurred on the after the first day. So after the first day, so the night that you were traveling, this would have occurred.
Well, that throws a wrench in Julian's plans, but he will suggest that using the power of artifice with everyone else on board, we should be able to fix it. That's
Okay.
his suggestion.
So the mini game for this will be you will roll representing the team's effort. The DC is a 25, but you have a good team, so you will do so at advantage. Every 5 points above that will reduce the time it takes to repair. Until it's repaired, you don't really want to risk sailing around too much unless you get too far off course. So
Right.
you'd probably need to drop an anchor, something you guys very rarely do.
I believe in Team Artificer.
Okay. The other option would literally be like me rolling randomly to figure out what island you bump into.
Nice.
Does
All right,
I
in
know
that
the
case-
islands move around. I know the islands move around, but like,
Mhm.
is the sky fucked up every day? It looks different. It does different shit.
Yes. Everything because the night sky is the Nyx, and the Nyx is a swirling nebulous of quote unquote stars. The only static stars in the sky are these constellations. And that is what is used to guide you. But with the skies never clearing up from your encounter with the Kraken,
You would never see the stars.
you're kind of just sailing on hope that the Antikytherian gets you through, and for the first time in your whole journey, it malfunctions, stops giving a readout.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What do you need me to roll? Arcana or intelligence?
This would be a crafting intelligence.
This would be like a one-time thing or multiple-time thing.
This represents his efforts to do this. So this is over many hours of him and like 3 or 4 other people all working together.
Okay. I won't do guidance then if it's.
Yeah, it wouldn't really work for this one.
Okay.
Would I still have that? So I had a de-inspiration from the previous session.
Mhm.
Didn't long rest before going
I'm-
to.
I mean, if you're refusing the long rest to hold on to your inspiration, that's fine. It just means that you're not going to be getting back those long rest resources.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I just want. I will long rest after this. I just didn't. If
Mm-hmm.
If I just wanted to make sure I had a demons.
Yeah, I have it for a reroll if needed. Yep,
Okay,
I got you.
All right, cool. All right.
All right. Remember, the lowest you need to get is a 25, and every 5 points above that reduces the time it takes to repair.
Well, I don't have. There's literally no way I can get a 25 because my crafting is a +3.
That's unfortunate. All right. Well, aren't you? Wait, you were an artificer. Don't you have expertise in all tools, or at
No, it's
least
just
proficiency in all
proficiency.
tools?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So your intelligence is 3, your proficiency is 4. So wouldn't you have 7 in crafting? Like you couldn't not have crafting as an artificer is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah,
didn't want
yeah.
to assume anything.
Oh
so,
yeah. So you're at least a +7, but yeah, that's a
Okay.
big ask to get to 25. All right.
I can still try.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I saw that 19 and just flopped over. Okay.
Let's burn that demon inspiration.
Okay.
Go again.
All right. So both of these dice are being counted because you have the whole team working on it. So let's see what you got. Oh, 23 is pretty close.
I'll succeed at cost.
All right. Non-combat succeed at cost. A burnout. You lose one of your highest level spell slots. That makes sense for all the fucking shit you would have dumped into doing this. Okay. Since that is the bare minimum, this die roll will not be reduced at all. This is how many days it takes you guys to fix the Antikytherian. All right. A single day. Okay. So that would then slow your travel by 1 more day.
I'm definitely long resting after this shit.
But there's nothing else interesting that happens as you sail to Fire Island.
Okay, so before we get there, I guess we would have took one of those days while we were waiting, and they were doing the thing. Should we go ahead and do the scrying?
I mean,
yeah. Okay.
I mean, we wouldn't have sailed. We would have been at anchor. That would have been my entire day trying to get that fixed. So you guys all have an extra day of downtime, basically.
Okay.
We'll catch you.
Yeah.
Finish.
So who are you gonna spy on first?
All right. First thing first, we'll scry on Pythor.
Okay.
Or should we do Hexia? Who do you think has a better chance of failing this check?
Pythor.
Pythor. Okay.
It's a wisdom, isn't it?
Let me check. Here, I'll post it. Is there any benefit for upcasting it? Hold
on. Yeah, because Pythor might not want to be spied on.
Failed save instead of I don't think there's any benefit of upcasting scrying.
All right, so toss that scrying out for us.
Great.
You see Pythor, it's pitch black, but all you can hear is
oh god dang it.
Slapping and grunting.
Pythor's wisdom is not great. I know, shocking.
Do I have a knowledge is familiar? You know the target well.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So his only option, I think, would be to Paragon defense it, but I feel like he wouldn't know it was coming in this instance. So I guess he'll just take it. All right. Let's see. His wisdom is so low, he cannot make the save. So I'm just not going to roll. Okay. Everybody's good at different things. All right. So as you as you kind of peer in on him, you see an underground palace. There are painfully beautiful people everywhere, wearing like tasteful sarongs and jewelry, no tops. There is an abundance of food, art, and laughter. And you see dancing on the stage is Pythor in a sequined sarong and nothing else. as you swivel your camera around from Pythor, you see the draconic form of Hexia being tended to by many servants as she feasts upon what seems to be a shark, Pythor's favorite food. He is dancing his heart out as people cheer at him, and he provides entertainment.
Are
Do
they throwing little pickles
watch
on him?
it? You just watch it for 10 minutes, or
What's going on?
Yeah, I guess. Well, so I guess. Okay, let me just double check how this works. You see, does this pop up on the device I'm using to scry on? Because we're using the shell. We're using the shell of the pearl of the Indigo Islands, and so that's a pretty big.
It's more fun that way. So I would say sure. If you want, you can reveal it to the other people nearby.
I guess. Okay, so at first she'll have it completely open until she sees it, and then she'll be like, "Oh man, this is pretty bad for Pythor." And then if there's no way, she'll try and see if there's a way to make it only her. If there isn't a way to do that after casting, then it is what it is.
It could be worse.
Okay. After about 5 minutes, the music dies down. And sweaty, but not by any means exhausted. He reaches for something to drink, but is denied. And then Hexia says, "Now, sing to me. Sing me the song." And his eyes close, and you can see that he's digging deep for whatever will he has left. But whatever song she is asking him to sing, he's afraid to do it. He doesn't want to do it again. Not again. You see one tear roll down his cheek into his very clean-shaven beard. Not all the way off, but like he's got a close crop. He's looking like fucking Chris Helmsworth, honestly, with the close-cut Thor beard, not the big bushy mane that's in his normal character art. And he lets out a deep sigh, and he starts to sing.
God dang it! God dang it!
You see her tail kind of swishing back and forth to the tempo, and you see the band, which is doing their best.
All right.
He's
Maya hits the X on the top of the window.
Why'd you end it? He was on a roll.
Sibo's dancing right behind you.
I don't know.
This is actually what Pythor's singing voice sounds like. So, in case you were curious, you know how like British people sound American when they sing, and Green Day sounds British when they sing. It's like that. It's like you never know what someone's singing voice is like until they bust it out. Yeah. The camera swings around. You see one of the servants like tending the bar. They're into this shit. They're nodding their head along with the music. It's incredible.
Yeah, as soon as the music started, as soon as he started singing, Maya closed the window.
Oh damn. Okay, never mind the next scene. Carl was about to walk into the room to ask you a question, but he
we could have done it.
When he opens the door, he says, "Everything cool in here? I thought I heard some sick tunes. Is that did I miss something?"
Got Pythor rolled.
I miss my dad. And then he leaves.
Wait, come back here. Come back here. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay.
Pearl, could you 1 second? Just gonna go ahead and use a second spell slot to scry on Pythor.
Okay. All right. So as you begin the 10-minute casting time, when you finally get back in there, Pythor is sitting at the edge of the stage, sobbing into his hands, and Carl says, "Why would you show me that?" And he runs out of the room.
Oh well.
Well,
As you hear him running away down the hall, like the hallways of the ship, you hear Hexia say, "Again."
Go grab the Carl. Go grab Carl. I'll hold it. Man, I wish I had my snakes.
Okay, so somebody go to get Carl.
Yeah, go get Carl.
All right, you get Carl. He says, "No, I won't watch my father suffer like this. To live my whole life hating him, and then to see him brought so low."
Oh, he's not singing this time, or he's not crying this time. It's someone else. There's a song in the background. It's wonderful.
Oh, is it? Okay, I'm coming
Yeah.
back. All right. Right as you guys are approaching the room, the music stops, and Pythor says, "No, enough, enough. I won't." And then Hexia says, "You will, or you will be punished." And Carl says, "Why are you making me watch this?" And he runs away down the hallway again. And then Hexia just starts tooling up on Pythor, just slashing him, grabs him in her mouth, shaking him around like a cat with a mouse, just fucking full anime lover's quarrel, just beating the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Don't worry, Carl. Never gonna let you down.
You just hear his kitty sobs as he runs further into the ship to avoid a third rickroll. You pranksters. I don't know what we're going to do with you. All right, so who else were you scrying on?
That was his
nobody.
second one. Yeah.
I mean, I
Not
could
today, at
six
any
level.
rate.
I could six level.
Oh yeah, we got a day or two, so why not? Right?
All right. So last scry of the day. This
Okay.
will be practice. This will be the Death Star.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see.
Now, if it's an object, can you do an object?
Location. You can choose a location you've seen before.
Yeah, the location could be right next to the top of the Praxis Spire.
On top of the Praxis Spire, and it'll be a second hand.
So it's not just a creature then? It can be a location?
It could be a
Here,
location.
particular creature you choose. Target must be... instead of a creature, you choose a location you have seen before as the target of this spell. Okay.
I showed Maya a picture of the.
So I saw inside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Inside Praxis.
Yeah. Then you may look into that room in Praxis.
We want to see if.
Well, I mean,
my father is.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
If you scry on Joyous, maybe you'll get lucky and he'll go inspect the work.
We'll pick Joyous again then.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a second hand then.
All right. And so, what would the DC of it be if?
So second hand, so he gets a +5 to his save, and then do you have anything from him?
I think I have his foreskin on. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god!
Oh no! Oh no!
It's your wallet,
yeah,
right?
no, the bracelet that I have was from him. Yeah.
So that'll be a +5 -4. So it'll just be a +1 to his. Yeah.
Okay, trying to hit a 20. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh, almost. So that's 17. All right. So as you dig deep and you go to scry on a Joyous, pearl shell shimmers and the fog clears like the intro to The Simpsons, and then you see that you are inside a well, what time of day is this, by the way?
I guess when did the Anti-Etherean kind of
It
go.
bro-
The
At
night
night.
of the first day.
So we spent, and then I guess the night of the first day, and then you spent all the day after that fixing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll probably be sometime in the middle of the day Julian is fixing.
Oh, middle of the
I guess.
day. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You see, Joyous is eating his lunch. It is one of the finest meals you've ever seen. This man eating good in the neighborhood.
Okay.
He is eating alone. In at what looks like a workbench. And he seems content as he sits there chowing down. Listen, it can't always give you the best fucking information. Sometimes it's just slice of life, you know.
No,
At least
this
you
is
didn't.
important.
At least you
This
didn't
is
catch him
important.
after he
I-
had his first cup
I
of
know.
coffee.
So we know that during midday, he's having lunch inside
It
this
honestly
area.
looks like he's
So-
eating beef Wellington.
All this means is that tomorrow, after I get my soul sauce back, we're gonna scry him again, but pick a different time, time of day.
Mhm.
Look at this! Look at this lunch this man's eating. God damn! It's like 5-star Michelin star restaurant food. It's incredible. He's
Please.
eating so well.
It's like he's working at Microsoft or something. What the heck?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Well,
Clearly, they hired the splendiferous
Ooh, ooh.
chef, Seder chef Gordon Ramsay.
Nice.
God dang it! God dang it! God dang it!
So, you do one little nugget that you do notice is as he is eating, he sort of has a wistful look in his eye, and absent-mindedly, he kind of goes for his locket, like tucked into his shirt, and he takes it out, and he opens it. And is this on the screen for everybody, Maya, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sibo, it's been a long time since you saw her, but you see a painting of your mother inside the locket.
Oh man.
He lets out a wistful sigh, and he closes the locket and tucks it back into his shirt.
Is Sibo half halfling?
You telling me that this lady isn't a halfling?
No, I'm just asking.
I mean, that's up to Sibo. I don't know.
No, full halfling. Full halfling.
Yeah,
Okay, full halfling. Okay.
Yeah. We don't like those copies.
yeah,
I mean, the quarter halfling just doesn't have the right ring to it.
Right?
yeah.
Quarterling.
In some worlds, like the halflings, like particularly like Kender, they're just like scaled down elves. Like they don't have like Warwick Davis like Willow proportions. They're just like smaller people. Yeah, which is a really terrible thing for me to say, but scaled down proportions. They're still people, anyways. Yeah. You guys have seen the full body art of Sibo. He's just a scaled down dude.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, you gonna spy on him the next day?
So yeah, I guess we'll long rest till the next day, and as we're starting to after the thing is fixed and we're sailing again,
Mhm.
I'll scry again, but this time we'll do it in the morning.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
And I'll apologize to Pearl.
Pearl says, "I'm just happy to be of use, dude. Things
Okay.
have been real bad since the Kraken." All right. He fails his wisdom saving throw. What time of day are you spying on him now?
Morning, so this would probably be like 9-ish.
9-ish. Okay. You see him sitting at his workbench. He's eating a bagel.
He has his breakfast
He
at 9.
has a
I'm a
little cup
morning
of
person.
coffee there. Yeah. Well, he's a halfling. This is probably second breakfast.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely don't scry at around 11.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's when the
I'm gonna-
bagel has made its journey.
I'm gonna ask Sibo.
You know
if
who?
he
Yeah, I'm
knows-
about to say. You know who might know more about his father's routine.
ask
Oh,
Sibo,
wait,
what do you think?
wait! Don't discount it. You watched the full 10 minutes. All right. Towards the end, a myrmidon approaches.
Ooh.
Yeah, and the myrmidon is looking mighty advanced compared to some of the myrmidons you've seen before. And it makes a bunch of clicks and bobs and its little antennas, which kind of look like deadly mandibles now, kind of move about. And apparently they're having a telepathic communication with Joyous.
Oh, did you see that face he made? You could tell the Murmuki's being sarcastic.
Yeah. Whatever the myrmidon had to say, Joyous apparently said something back to it, telepathically. And then the myrmidon left.
Okay.
Okay.
He always
Hmm.
liked to go outside around 3.
Around 3.
Okay.
When does the day? What time of day did he usually want to check on his work?
When
I mean,
when
Steve-O, as
time.
far as you know, the man worked all the time.
All
You
the
had no
time, yeah.
idea he even ate food. He was
Yeah,
never home
absolutely,
for
yeah.
any meals or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. he's
Except
always-
on those holidays when he couldn't get out of it. Yeah. And even then, he would just eat in total silence.
All right.
That's-
Well, we'll try
that's
3.
Fucking smacking he would do with his lips. Jesus Christ.
All right, so you're trying at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. All right. So, progress. You catch him on a balcony. It is hundreds of feet above the ocean. You can kind of see there's almost above the clouds, maybe. It is a beautiful outdoor garden, and you can see that there's garden staff tending to all these beautiful plants and stuff like that. You see a centaur and a minotaur of impressive size, and they are kind of tending to this resplendent garden. He is staring over the railing off into the distance. As he is kind of taking in the view, you hear a very loud, kind of booming voice. And walking into view is Sidon.
And I end it.
Oh, you end it? Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna see us.
All right.
Well, okay. Before I end it, did I get a chance to? I saw this garden, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I ended as soon as Simon
All right.
shows up. I
You
ended.
heard him say, Joyous, I need to speak with you about, and then you got the connection.
Did you see any big ass trees there?
Ooh, on
Yeah.
the balcony. Let me check the map. I don't know
Oh.
if any of them would be big enough, but I could check. Let's see.
Would they be big enough for a halfling?
Maybe solo mission.
But I can get back easily.
Let's see. Which level has the garden? Oh, it's definitely not that. Okay, hold on.
What we could probably do is do some chain scrying. Now that I've seen this garden, scry
Mhm.
there, look up from this garden to see if I can see
Yep.
anywhere up there, and then scry up there the next day.
Okay. Looking around the garden, and I'm not just saying this to prevent you from stepping through. It does not have any trees. It is flowering vines. You know what? I could probably give you the I can give you the top down of this part. There you go. Let's see.
Is
You're at an intel gathering stage of the adventure. Here you go. There is a door, a massive door, 30 feet across, to the south between those two potted arrays, essentially.
Okay.
Okay. You do see that there are 4 armed gargoyles.
I see that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh my
Are there
god.
4 gargoyles?
Yes, there are 4
or
4-armed
they're-
gargoyles. Yep.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Okay. So
Yeah,
that
but are there
hockey's.
4 armed gargoyles, or do they not have any weapons?
Oh, their body is a weapon.
I
Yeah.
was about to say it's a fucking gargoyle, man. They pick you up, they fly up, and they drop a you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a minimum.
All right. Did you get what you wanted from that, or you gonna try again?
Next day.
Yes. Now that we kind of have a location,
Uh huh.
the next time I scry, I'll scry the garden and see if I can see, looking up from the garden, see if I can see the
Oh, if you can see up to the top of the tower.
and then
Okay.
scribe there next time.
Let's see. It's approximately. Yeah, you'd probably be able to see it. Okay.
So we have at least 2 more scries. So that would be 2 times today. I have 1 more today.
Okay.
So that'll be the garden, and then seeing that up there. We'll hang out in the garden for 10 minutes to see if I see anything.
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna scry the garden to see if anything shows up in the garden.
Yeah, scry the garden for 10 minutes while looking up from there to see if I could see, the roof or wherever that cannon is. And then once that is done, I'll be done with scrying for today. And then our last day before we get to Fire Island, I have 3 more scries.
All right.
So-
Well, you definitely can look up and see the top of the tower. So I'll give you a little snapshot of that. You can see the 2 tempests that are up there, and then what is almost like a lighthouse at the top of the tower, where you assume the weapon is being stored.
Okay.
All right. So as you are scrying the balcony, someone comes out. What time of day is it? Sorry. You describe the balcony.
So the garden would have been right after that, and then so balcony would be the day after that. What time do you think would be a good time to go to scry there, guys?
Well, we know that Joyous is eating around 9, right? So we know I don't know.
We want to do it while no one's there.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so
Earlier?
I guess he seems to be eating breakfast at 9ish, so we'll scry at 9ish.
That's second breakfast. The first breakfast is around 7.
Oh, yeah, second breakfast. During the second breakfast, we'll scry up. We'll scry up there, I guess.
Okay, so 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so 9 a.m. You spy on the balcony. Okay. Let me change the music then. All right. As you open up your scrying eye on the balcony, there are 2 people on the balcony. Let's see.
There are 6 armed Gigans.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Hold on. Where's the other one? Ah, here we go. Man, I have multiple copies of these. All right, I got to clean up some of this stuff. All right. There is a severe-looking woman of slight build and sharp features. She wears an adornment that makes it look like she has a third eye, but your keen senses tell you that that is a third eye, just delicately adorned on her forehead. She is talking to someone that you recognize, Hergron. Do you want to risk listening in? Hello, Maya?
Okay, I guess I'm seeing them. Where's my viewpoint for this? Are they like looking out in the balcony and I'm behind them?
I would assume that you went as far out from the balcony as you could, so that you could try to look up and see the top of the building, right? Or okay, so
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if they looked over and they have the ability to see your invisible sensor question mark, they would
Yeah.
see it.
Well, I mean,
Currently, they seem to be engaged in a heated discussion with each other.
okay. If it looks like they're in a heated discussion, I'll stay.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. As you come into the conversation, Hergron says, "Your guess is as good as mine. They have caused nothing but trouble. They have publicly embarrassed us, and by association, our father." As he says that, she slaps him so fucking hard that he falls to his knees, and she says, "The only embarrassment is your own. Your shortcomings do not reflect our father. They reflect you and your weakness. Your reliance on magic has made you weak. You claim to have a powerful mind, yet you make worse and worse decisions every day." He wipes the blood from his nose and mouth. He goes to stand, but she stares down at him, and he does not. And he says, "I'm sorry. You're right." She says, "How fares the Order of Sidon?" And he says, They are ready. The true faithful have been moved to yonder, and there are agents within the city who will make sure everything is ready when the time comes. Those who still have a blind devotion to the Queen and the city, they will be taken care of." And she says, "Good. When that pretender is finally revealed for what she is, all of our hard work will finally come into play. The people's hearts will be poisoned against her. And in the chaos that ensues, the delicate little world she has built for herself will come crumbling down." And then he says, "But what of the king? I fear he may be compromised. I think Mother..." And she slaps him again. And he just falls prone at that point. And she says, "Do not speak that traitorous bitch's name in this house. She turned from us, turned from fathers." She does not factor in to any of this. She is a crazy fool, so consumed by her own madness and delusions. And he says, "I will not be so sure, sister. Always we have been warned by father and others of her cleverness and her tricks. Maybe this is one. And she says, to what end? She would abandon her children, her husband, her family, in their time of need? No. If she has influenced the king, it is no matter. He is a fool. And he says, he is a fool, but he holds the hearts of the people. I don't believe that if it came down to his belief and side on his faith in the order or the people of the city, he would choose the people every time. She says, then he will be eliminated. And then she turns to look towards the ocean and the spying sensor. Do you leave it on or do you cut it?
Cut it.
Yeah, cut
Does
it.
this
Okay.
strike you as somebody
All
that's not perceptive?
All right.
Make it dance.
So
Make it dance.
then the feed cuts. All right.
Right. As soon as this happened, I'm gonna go find Sibo. Sibo, we need to tell everything that we just heard to Valis so she can prepare.
Yeah, I will begin that conversation via the book.
Okay. Valis tells you,
And I'll do this with Maya around so she can see the.
she says, scrying on Praxis is a dangerous endeavor. There are all manner of safeguards and spells built into the very structure of the building. You're taking a tremendous risk. But thank you. He is a fool. And, well, he is my fool. I will do what I can to keep him safe. Halcyon is not wrong. He does hold the hearts of the people in his hands. Calloused and cruel as they can sometimes be, they are also hands that seek to protect and to guide. Thank you, Sibo. Please stay safe. There's not much time left. I hope that when this is over, the five of you will find a way to forgive us. And on that super ominous note, we'll end the session.
My first response is going to be, I told Maya not to do it. We kept telling her, it's not. It's so dangerous.
Quick announcements. I just found out that one of the 10 pro gamer athletes that signed up for Extra Life did us a deception and a
It's a
bamboozle.
fucking idiot.
Yeah. So apparently their first wedding anniversary or second, I think it's the first, is too important. So they will laugh over the bodies of dead children as they celebrate their wedding, instead of
Wait,
raising money and awareness for
Wasn't
the
there
sick
somebody
children
who
of the
got married during last year's?
God, listen, I don't know who these people are, but they apparently just don't give a shit about the suffering that is out there in the world.
Look, in this person's defense, they ever thought about Extra Life as being so many times away, but they didn't ever actually think about what date that would put it at?
Yes. So anyways, whoever this person is that left us high and dry, we do need a new 25-hour pro game athlete, or everything about the marathon and the event will be thrown completely out of balance and into chaos. So if you know anyone who can rise to the challenge to make up for the shortcomings of a bamboozler, please let me know. Hit me up on Discord. There is no registration fee this year to participate in the marathon. Just that you are good on your word and actually follow through and show up for it. That's all we needed this year. That's all we
So
needed.
Crash, so what you're saying is you're holding out for a hero?
Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, in all seriousness, we do have a spot open, and we do need to fill it. We got about 2.5 weeks ish. It's November 4th and 5th, 25 hours of gaming. One big ass dungeon, a ton of weird sub dungeons, mini games, and wild chat interactions. No limit on magic item attunement, and everyone can spontaneously blow up at any time. So it should be a lot of fun. And then also we're playing a ton of Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder on the server. So anybody have any other announcements before we adjourn?
Red's Extra Life game gonna be on Wednesday. Come out and support Extra Life there too.
I think he still had one spot left too, right? 4?
Yep, yeah, that's right.
If I didn't have Baldur's Gate,
It's true.
What
Same
time
here.
Wednesday? What time Wednesday?
7 p.m. CDT.
What's a CBT?
CDT.
Central Time.
Central Time.
I think that's what CST
8
goes
Eastern.
to whenever.
Daylight savings.
Oh yeah, it's whatever. It's 7 o'clock, whatever time usually we use on the server. I don't know.
I mean, I'd like to think that we use Eastern Time, but I mean, it's fine.
I
It's
think
fine.
it shows up as local time. I think whenever you.
Oh, really? That's cool. I know we installed a mod a long time ago that's supposed to do that, or a bot or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I don't
Yeah,
know.
he puts it. If you just check the Discord, his thing, it has the date and time, and it's scheduled for whatever your time zone is on your computer.
All we know is that Red feared me and Dom and Remy and Lars being in those games, so they scheduled them when they knew we couldn't sign up for them intentionally, maliciously. So otherwise I'd be there. Just saying, I'd be there. Okay, cool. So, any other announcements? I'm gonna give you guys a free creepypasta before we end. That happened to me because it's October, spooky stuff. All right, so I chopped off the end of my thumb and they like sewed it back on or whatever. So it's been almost 2 weeks, like coming up on, or 3 weeks, coming up on Wednesday, will be 3 weeks. So it's reattached, right? And it's trying its best to kind of like, put its shit back together. I apparently have like a nervous tick of picking at things. You see where this is going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I thought I had a handle on it during the day because I was like, oof, you don't want to do that, right? So I go to bed at 2 a.m. after spending like the whole day working on the computer. So I'm already like psychically diminished, right? From like, going to bed at 2 a.m. working on this shit all day. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, I am having a dream because I never have dreamless sleep, sadly. And I'm having a dream. And in the dream, I'm trying to like have a conversation with some people about some bullshit dream stuff, I guess. And then I'm like, ooh, my fucking thumb hurts. Like, what the fuck? I wake up from a dead ass sleep and I am trying to pull the tip of my thumb off. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like so instantly awake and I was horrified. So like at 5 in the morning, I'm like stumbling around trying to put like a Band-Aid wrap on my thumb to keep it safe from myself. And I was like so terrified. If I wasn't exhausted, I don't think I could have fallen back asleep. But I like was so scared falling asleep. I was like, what if I pull my own fucking thumb off in my sleep? So that was like, that's been like haunting me all day. And my thumb hurts a lot because I was really tugging at it in my sleep. So I think I might put like a fucking like winter glove on tonight or something.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, like tape it on. Cause like, what the fuck? That was like terrifying. Anyways, that's my spoopy story that happened.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
the demons took control for it's like a sleep paralysis demon took you for a ride there.
Kind of, yeah. Like I was
Mm.
like, that's fucking horrible, you know? Ugh. Anyways, on that note, I hope everybody has a good week, and I will see you around the Discord.
All right.
Have a good
Thanks
night.
for running, and
Yeah.
thanks everybody for watching.
All right. Night.